And it feels good to be back. It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. Miss you, brother. How are you?
I'm okay, man. I'm recovering from COVID, the sequel.
Oh, dear God. Bro, I thought that was way back in 2022 already, bro. Why you bring the past back to haunt you, bro?
I know. Hey,
What
did you see the news? Like 100,000 people kinda the COVID cases, right? In Singapore, it's slightly peaked a bit this past couple of weeks. So everybody, please stay safe. Even though we've moved past the COVID era, we've moved past the Thunderdome era, it's still going to creep in a little bit here and there. So you might hear me cough during this podcast a little bit more than usual. But hey, I'm just sort of getting over it. The good thing is, just like in the movies, the sequel is not as powerful as the first one. So I kind of am on the road to recovery already within the first like 3-4 days.
Bro, it's good to have you back. I mean, we've taken like quite a bit of a break because the last time we were live was 2 weeks ago. I think we were reviewing Revolution, right?
Yes, then after that, we did that very special episode outside of Ring of Rebirth. Remember, that was a lot of fun. Actually, we're going to absolutely do more of those. I know you guys enjoyed that format, that style. Like right after the event, we grab the wrestlers, we chat with them, that kind of stuff, yo.
Yeah, I think this season, we're doing a lot of experimenting. If you can realize, we're playing around with the format. So we're not going live like every single week. We are doing sort of special episodes. We do So and last week as well, bro, you did all on your own a solo review episode of WWE 2K23. That was fun, huh?
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, please go watch that episode. Give a couple of likes and views to that bad boy, huh? But talking about WWE 2K23, now I know you finally got the game. All right, give me your review.
Okay. So we've heard your review, and just consequently, very recently, my younger brother actually bought a PS5. So like my house officially got damn PS5. I just need a HD TV, bro, just to complete the set.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because I'm playing the game, the graphics, I know it's dope, but it's just like on my normal TV. So I haven't really gotten the full experience yet. But okay, that's not the point. The point is WWE 2K23 even stronger, and we've played and reviewed last year's 22.
Yes.
And bro, improvements all around. Only good things to say about this game, bro, in my opinion.
Well, here's the thing about 22 was already like, okay, they obviously fumbled the ball with 20. We all remember that debacle, right? That mess.
Yes. It was terrible.
They recovered and they came out with a much better product. So this time around, it's like, okay, it's like all the sports franchise games, like your FIFA, your NBA games, right? Incremental improvements, obviously roster changes. But I think the biggest improvement came in the form of the GM mode. Like the GM mode was already you knew with 22 there was like okay, this is the start. Like it can only get better, and it did this time around.
Yeah, I believe like that is also your favorite mode, and we've been calling for years for them to bring back GM mode, right? And I think everything that they worked on fundamentally last year, they've improved. Like now, we don't just can book 3 matches. We can book like an entire card. It's not just like the World Championship. We can bring in the IC Championship. We can bring in the Tag Championship. I mean,
match types.
Oh yes, match types.
If you want to go full AEW, you can have Hell in a Cell every week. Also can.
Bro, your money gone, bro. Your money. I make the stupid mistake, right? Of like, the draft. When the draft first starts at the start of every so-called season.
Bro, you blow your wad. You blow your
bro,
wad.
I so happy, bro. I book all the way until 0. I'm like, alamak, how am I gonna book this show? Then everything all indie freaks.
You put everything in like the high school gym, is it? Every week.
Yeah, indie. Hey, wait, I just realized something. We haven't even said hi to the chat.
Yeah, chat, what's up? Hey, you have to understand we haven't caught up with each other for like almost 2 weeks. That's why we got so into it, bro. But yes, good to see you, Edison, Rishi, Div, Trickster. Everybody, hope you're having a great start to this week.
Yeah, man. Salam Ramadan to any one of those of you who are fasting as well as me. Bro, just like that, blink of an eye, 5 days already, bro.
Yeah.
Just like that. Time flies, man. Time flies, yeah.
Div, I hope you're feeling better as well. Div said she was feeling a bit super sick after the Ring of Rebirth weekend. Excuse me, that one not from me, okay? That one from who knows what else.
Oh dear, I mean it must be from all the sweat glands flying that day, bro. There was a lot of sweat flying around, if you were up close to the action, if you know what I mean, bro.
Yeah, sweat splashing and everything. So, okay, back to 2K23. I haven't even had time to play Universe mode. I think you know what it is, right? There's a mode for every style of person. Let me put it to you this way. If you're a big John Cena fan, you're playing the shit out of Showcase mode, right?
For sure, yeah.
If you are like, oh, I want to customize my character and then put them through a season, you're playing My Rise mode, right?
Exactly, yeah.
If you are, well, basically got nothing better to do in life, no job, whatever, you're playing Universe mode because that one open sandbox, do whatever the fish you want, right? You can fantasize, fantasy book.
Shit, bro, I tried one day of playing WWE
Cannot.
Universe mode. It's freaking frustrating because it's like you just have to go through into the nitty gritty,
Yeah.
right? And
No.
like, oh man, not a fan, man.
I feel like if I were in college, I would be playing that mode. Because you know in college, you're like, skip class, never mind, just play all day long, you have time. But as as responsible adults, you and I, Foreign, we do not have time for universe mode, which is probably why we love GM mode. Because, you know, we love to talk about fantasy booking all the time. We like to do drafting. And like once in a while, those matches, if you don't want, okay, you skip, like you sim. Or if you really want to play the match, you play the match. So I think that's why we love that mode the most, because you don't have to commit the time into playing the matches, but you get your wrestling fix, right?
Yeah, I think what you get out of Universe mode, like the truncated version, is GM mode. Because when they remove GM mode in the first place, right, they will supposedly replace it with WWE Universe mode, right? But the problem with Universe mode is you have to create every single thing from the rivalry to the roster and even the championship, and then you have to actually sim the games. Like, that's damn long lah.
Which, like I said, if that's what you do, if you are running an E-Federation, you know, damn, more power to you, man. Like, there are a lot of people doing that. I see on Twitch, you know, among their communities, right? They start up their own league, a fantasy book. So, yeah, that's, like, I mean, kudos to them to have had the foresight to give us such a mode, if you so choose to, but not for us. We have no time, bro.
It's the perfect game if like you are a secondary school kid, after school, nothing better to do, you just spend hours and hours creating. I remember when I was a kid, wow, my favorite thing was to create like a superstar, just insert them in all these kind of modes, right?
Exactly.
Back in the day.
I don't know if you did this as well in chat. I don't know if you did this as well. Anytime there was like a universe type mode in a WWE game, I would make sure every week on week, the movesets were correct, the factions, the label, everything was correct. If someone like suddenly turn heel, like, must change it within my game. Like, I was that obsessive back in the day, you know?
I
don't know if
I
you
agree
did.
with you.
I
agree. I was exactly like that, bro. And can you imagine like having to edit the entrances, making sure the moveset, the entrance song, the entrance theme all perfect? Wow, cannot, bro. Bro.
And if there was a new wrestler debuting, like Chris Jericho debuts on Raw, you're like, oh shit, I have to create a new guy. Oh, but I don't know his moveset. Anyhow, okay, like you dream up some moveset first, and then you see, you watch, okay, he did a arm drag, he did a hip toss, and put that in their moveset.
Yeah, I mean the best thing about creation mode is like, bro, AEW wrestlers also no problem. You cannot play Cody Rhodes in AEW Fight Forever. Here already have the full version. You can get CM Punk also to play, bro. Young Bucks also can play.
Okay, very quickly, the fact that this Fight Forever game has dragged on so long is just not a good thing. Like, I mean, we joked about it before, like, oh yeah, Kenny Omega is the guy in charge, right? He loves playing video games. I mean, I love driving my car, but I'm not going to design a car. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the first goddamn thing about designing a car. So, the fact that is an issue, and plus there's no sort of release date now. It's been constantly pushed back, and it's all very muddy. And the more you push back, how dated is this game going to be when it comes out? Like, when it comes out, is it going to come out in August, September, December? Like, are any of the wrestlers on the cover going to be there anymore?
But you know what's the craziest thing, bro?
What?
When they first came out with the idea for AEW Fight Forever, right? I believe CM Punk hasn't even debuted in AEW, bro.
No, exactly. And like the models, the entrances, they're all going to be outdated, right? The AEW set, Dynamite set has changed already. So we are going to get a 3-year-old game, essentially. Meanwhile, WWE already put out 2K22, 2K23, everything nice, beautiful. Like, I don't want to be a negative guy, but I don't see any saving grace in this Fight Forever game.
Problem is, AEW jumped the gun on creating a video game just as the Federation just started. And I feel like maybe in hindsight, they should have just let the company settle down 3, 4, 5 years, build up their roster, get in the groove, then talk about building a game.
Or not put somebody with no actual game development experience into making a video. I don't know.
Okay, being the gamer that you are, what is considered like development hell, like, when it comes to developing a game? Because I know like some of the games back in the day, like Cyberpunk had
Yeah.
delays, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Is this considered very over delayed right now?
I wouldn't consider this, there have been worse, lah, obviously, right? But you're talking about a sports franchise game, and that is the key thing. You know, can you imagine if FIFA came out with a game that was 2 years old, all the teams, players, all wrong? Then it's
Yeah.
cannot lah.
The very selling point of a sports franchise game is that every year there's new roster, new clubs,
Yes.
new people join, right?
Unless they say, okay, we give you free DLC, all updated roster, updated. But then what are they gonna then have to pour in money to get these people to work on updated, costumes, updated sets, updated arenas, move sets? Is Chris Statlander to come out and be an alien? Like, wait a minute, that was like how many years ago, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I feel like my fear is that by the time the game comes out, no hype at all. Like, people don't care about the game already.
Yeah, it's sad because I was actually excited for it because I'm like, okay, an alternative is always good. And you never know. Like, do you remember WCW Thunder for the PlayStation?
Wow, no, I think I was too young.
Hey, Jason, what's up, man? Big shout out to you.
What's up, Jason?
But I remember I played the hell out of the WWF games, right?
Yeah.
And then one day because, at the end of the day, we are all quite like, ooh, new shiny toy, right? I see on the shelf in the game shop, WCW Thunder. I have never watched WCW at the time. Okay lah, I buy lah, just it's wrestling what. I recognize some names like Hollywood Hogan, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. I was like, okay, it was not the best, but it was quite fun for the little time I spent with it. And then from there, I was like, oh, actually, WCW got interesting characters like DDP, Bang, and whatever. Then I got interested in the product, right?
Okay. So that's a great way to discover the product on its own time, bro. I just just something jogged my memory, bro.
Sure.
Like, is this WCW Thunder game, right? Was the intro like Goldberg being built in a lab or something, and he broke out of it? Do you remember?
I don't remember, unfortunately. I just remember playing it, but I don't remember the intro and anything else. I remember DDP for some strange reason.
Yeah, I have this cut scene in my head that actually happened. So maybe I might have played it. I'm not so sure.
Irvin says, OMG, WCW Thunder. The funniest part was the wrestler intros in the Choose Wrestler section. Oh, I don't know if you can hear, but my voice is starting to go already.
Oh no! Okay, let me pick up the slack, Mr.
No worries.
Yeah, I remember this. So yeah, like that's what I spoke, right? When in terms of WWE games, like, for me the fun part is like creating weird entrances for wrestlers. You know how you see that scene on YouTube where like freaking Brock Lesnar was walking to Nikki Bella?
Yeah. That stuff is funny. Like, and that's the great thing about these wrestling games, right? You could literally do Venom versus Donald Trump. I see people playing that on Twitch all the time. I cannot, because I need some, you know what kind of wrestling fan I am. I need some reality in my wrestling.
Yeah.
No flippy shit. No, or you get Joe Biden versus Ronald McDonald or something like that.
Yeah, did it? Oh, but there was that one TNA game where they debuted like create a wrestler and he became an actual character in TNA. You know about this?
Yes. What's that guy's name? It's blue and red, right?
Yeah, it's like a suicide and then Shark Boy or something like that.
No, I think it's Suicide.
Yeah, Suicide. And actually, that became a game, and one of the that became an actual wrestler. And one of the wrestlers that played under the mask was Christopher Daniels. So,
yes.
Interesting way of creating storylines, I guess. I know, knowing AEW, they might do something like that one. They confirm one.
Yeah, well, that's if the game ever comes out, huh? But that's another podcast for another day. Okay, we have a lot of wrestling to get to, so bear with us. Some of it we will just sort of skim through because, quite honestly, I don't think we've been paying attention to Ring of Honor or NXT, right?
Okay, hands up, who in the chat have actually been watching the new Ring of Honor shows?
How can you even watch it? Is it on like YouTube or something?
WatchWrestling.ai, bro.
Wait, no, hold on. They actually, I'm asking, like, legit, they have an actual weekly show?
They do. Ring of Honor just debuted a show.
Oh, on where?
It's been 1 week, 1 month almost, bro. It's on they recreated like their streaming app. I think Ring of Honor had their own streaming app, like Honor Roll or something like that.
So their own like service own paid service. Wow. Correct. Bad has Dynamite been at promoting this? Because I have like not heard a peep out of it. And okay, to be fair, I don't pay full attention to Dynamite, but the fact that I do have Dynamite in the background, but I've never heard of this.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know whether they've been trying to purposely separate the products now that they've listened to the fans, but I think they might have separated too much because it's its own universe. Do you know that they have an entire Claudio versus Eddie Kingston Ring of Honor World Title feud that is leading up to Supercard of Honor as well?
Yeah, I have no idea that any of this has happened. See, I don't understand why Tony Khan does this. He gets fan feedback, oh, you are involving Ring of Honor too much. All of a sudden, pop, zero involvement. Fucking, that's, like...
Or maybe it's on Rampage.
Hey,
what's going on.
You're right. It's on the show that nobody freaking watches. Then call Rampage Ring of Honor and just be done with it, okay? At least it might actually draw some eyeballs. At this point, you've conditioned the audience to not give a crap about Rampage. You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing. That it's a very, very big thing when it comes to weekly episodic television, right? You are, week by week, conditioning your viewer. We do the same in media, in radio. You have to have a certain consistency, and if you continually deliver a consistency of good, people will come back. If you continually deliver a consistency of mediocre to bad, then, well, people are just not going to come back because they'll be like, oh, okay, well, the show's going to suck anyway. I'm not going to waste my Friday night watching a Rampage. And that is what has happened, unfortunately, to Rampage, and the numbers bear this out. But okay, before we jump into the previews, very quickly, I want to say thank you to all our Patreons. Like, we have a Patreon page, yes. Help support the podcast. If you want to take your support to the next level, hey, do consider contributing to our Patreon page. Oh, right there. You see the scroller at the bottom? Big shout out to Shadow, nice. Rishi, Div Royalty, Irvin, Doc, Saleh, just our awesome Patreons. Link is in the bottom. And of course, if you want to come and continue the discussion on our Discord channel, feel free to do so. Discord link is in the description as well.
Now, man, we gotta send our apologies to our Discord people, by the way, for the last few weeks. We've had some weird poison bug disturbing our Discord channel, bro.
Bro, it's Tony Khan. I've talked too much shit about AEW. Tony Khan sent his goons after us, you know?
Somebody fucking up our channel, bro. Damn annoying. So I'm glad everyone is back. Everyone's contributing again.
So the only way to fix the problem with our Discord, I had to make an agreement with Tony Khan. I will now only say good things about AEW.
Bro, not worth it, bro. Creative control. Kick to the gut. We have to keep being honest with our opinions, bro.
Okay, this is my section where I talk good things about AEW.
Okay, go. Oh my God. Okay, ended. Nothing else.
Okay. Let's talk about that match that everyone is like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear Mr. Young, what he has to say about Kenny Omega versus El Himbo del Viking guy.
I never remember the full name. I know just Vikingo, right?
El Rijo del Bilbo. Del Gijo Mel Fifo.
Oh my God. Alberto Del Rio.
Okay. Kenny Omega versus Alberto Del Rio. Look, man, like, I get why people were so excited about the match. Okay, visually, I mean, the guy is an incredible acrobat. Yes. Incredible. Like, the things he was doing with the flips, and it was smooth, right? So let me draw a parallel here. Imagine that scene in Avengers Endgame. You know, at the end, where Thanos' forces, they are bearing down on Captain America. Captain America's beat down, and then all of a sudden he hears to your left. And then the portals open, and then every mother, father come out of the portal, and then and then it's this glorious CGI battle, right?
Yes, okay.
Now imagine if Infinity War and nothing before that had happened. You'd never watch anything. You just watched that big fight by itself. Is it impressive? Yes. Would it be as emotionally satisfying as if you had not watched all the rest? Of course not. And that is exactly what I felt about this. I was like, ooh, while I'm watching it, wow, that's cool. Let's not even get into the psychology of the match where half the time Kenny Omega is standing there. I catch you! Okay, that's fine, whatever. Still, impressive. I cannot take that away from them. We never do, right? But, I mean, everything from the build. What was the build? On Twitter, 1 week before, dream match. Kenny Omega versus El Ginkgo Nut. You know, like, what? Who is this guy? Like, literally everybody was like, who is this guy? Okay, see, this is Tony Khan. Once again, we've talked about this, right? He is such a mark for the business and himself. He doesn't realize that the bulk of the main viewing audience has no idea who this guy is. And you want to build a match within a week, you do a killer, I wouldn't say killer, like a decent enough video package on the dynamite of the show. People are going to watch it or not watch it already. They've already made the decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What? It's like playing the trailer to the movie during the movie. What the?
Well, okay. You know what? I'm not surprised by your reaction. I'm also not surprised that the moment that match happened, the likes of Gaddafi, shout out to him if he's around. A couple of people DM and say like, "Oh, can't wait to see Mr. Young's reaction." So,
go.
It's expected. But I wonder anyone wants to know what Foreign's reaction to this.
Of course, we want to know what Foreign has to say. Hold on, Irvin says TK actually said people can Google. Please lah, people are not that free. People are not like you. Like, they have bills to pay. They have work to do. They don't have time to go and Google El Jiho, Mel Fingfo.
Oh my god. Okay. Where do I start with this, man? Okay. First of all, it's weird, but like the most memorable thing about Dynamite from the last 2 weeks was actually the 4 Pillars promo.
Yes.
So out of 2 Dynamites, right? The only thing I remember, if you tell me right now, I'm fine. Can you recall anything from Dynamite? That's the only thing I remember. But that was from a Dynamite ago. It's not last week's Dynamite. So I'm trying to recall what what happened at last week's Dynamite. Nothing much except this match, which everyone was like throwing up in arms over, right? I watched it and I was just thinking to myself, like, the good things are when I remember watching Rey Mysterio for the first time, in WCW. Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis, Rey Mysterio versus Juventud. Shout out to The Rock. Who is Juventud? Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko. So like, I remembered when I did my deep dive growing up, learning about Rey Mysterio, I had no idea who this boy is. He just like flipping move, right? Going crazy, right? So if I had known about Rey Mysterio just then, I was like, okay, cool guy, but I don't care. It's like I would liken him to Psychosis, like you say, Juventud, right? But me discovering Rey Mysterio and learning about his past was after 2003 SmackDown, when I got to know Rey Mysterio as a cruiserweight champ. I got to see his storylines with Eddie Guerrero. Remember when Eddie Guerrero turned on him in 2005? Like I started developing a connection to Rey Mysterio. So by the time I watched all these old 1997 Eddie Guerrero Halloween Havoc match, I was like, holy shit, this guy, this was his past. Holy shit. Then like it added another layer of mystique to the Rey Mysterio that I watch on SmackDown every week. So I feel like I would love I just call him Vikingo lah. I would love Vikingo.
Okay, El Hijo del Vikingo, I believe is his actual name. Hijo.
Yes. I would love him if I knew more about him. But other than that, it's just like porn, bro. It's just porn.
Oh shit! What?
Yeah, it's just like porn, bro. It's like you enjoy it, but you have no connection to the girl. You know what I mean?
It's
enjoy
not
love.
Oh my god. See, I thought my Avengers Endgame scene analogy was great, but this is the best analogy. You're absolutely right, 1000%, bro. Watching this match is like watching porn. There's literally, you watch and you're like, woo, you're happy, you like happy ending, and then that's it, no more. Like you don't remember what you watched.
Let's clarify. I'm fasting, so I will try not to go too much into this topic, but yes.
Oh, right. No, okay. Then I will say it. That's exactly what it is. This is like if you like this type of stuff, you like this type of stuff. But is it going to stand out to you in 5 years' time? Probably not, And okay, I guess the big thing about it too is like the potential was there. If you milk this week on week on week on week, give people just glimpses of how amazing this guy is, but don't give him full match, just glimpses, right? And then build something, but I don't know if this guy can pull it off. Like he seems a bit emotionless when he wrestles. So I don't know if he has the emoting ability to pull this off, right? But you could have built this to a pay-per-view at least. But
Correct. Okay.
he was like, nah, don't want lah. Just give the match away on free TV lah.
And the reason why we so-called people are impressed by his moves, right? Especially Irvin mentioned, not was it Irvin? Yeah, so no, sports podcast. Jason mentioned the 620 to the outside door, right?
Yep.
It's impressive
Yep.
because it was the first time we all saw it. But what about those people in Mexico who see it like every week?
Exactly, right?
Right.
Okay, so then does that mean that WWE should push Reggie? Because let's not forget, WWE had their own version of an ultra flippy guy. It was Reggie. And they couldn't get him over. Well,
He's back in NXT as a new guy, Scripps.
Oh, wait, really? Is he?
Oh shit, you do not know. They repackaged him, bro. Put him in a mask.
I haven't been paying attention, but okay, yeah, we'll see how they figure him out. But yeah, to be fair, the Reggie character was nonsense to begin with, so.
Yeah, Vikingo's hair reminds me of Commander Aziz. Yes, exactly. I agree with you on that.
So just to put a bow on it, it was an amazing display, but like Vaughn said, it's literally just wrestling porn. It's like wrestling porn. It's like a Michael Bay movie. Bang, 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 and you don't feel anything for it before or after.
Jason, you mentioned that we have seen Vikingo before. So my question is, we saw it. Did we see it on AEW? Did we see in New Japan? Did we see in AAA?
I would have remembered a name like El Hijo del Vikingo, unless he went by a different name.
Or unless he was in like one of the other like so-called adjacent shows. But the point remains, right? Like we forgot about him.
Yeah, like it's I don't know lah. Wrestling sort of that style of wrestling or that fan base has its own little world, and if they want to be happy about it, go be happy about it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we'll always be impressed by his athleticism, right?
There's no doubt.
Actually, my favorite move that he did wasn't the 630 senton, bro. Like I actually enjoyed his reverse Karana from the top rope.
Dragon Rana, right? So he does a front flip into a back Rana.
No, not that. The one where he actually ran up the top rope like Whisper in the Wind style.
Oh, right.
And then he jumped to Kenny Omega's shoulders and did a reverse Karana.
Oh, Poison Rana, as they
I
call
like
it.
Poison Rana, yeah. So like that of course. No, I don't think out of 10 wrestlers, I think only he can do it and probably someone else. But again, if you do it as part of like a very awe-inspiring dramatic match, then I would love it, right?
We always bring him back to Hogan versus Rock. I mean,
okay.
These two just had to look at each other and the crowd was popping off. Like, I'm not saying everything has to be storyline, but I'm also saying that you can't make it such that the match is nothing but look at how incredible this guy is in terms of being an acrobat, and that's the other thing too, right? Like, okay, I feel like every time I have to say like, if you like this kind of stuff, this is the kind of stuff you'll love. But ultimately, did it look realistic? Like, let's say you take all the you take out the whole idea of it has to look real and stuff like that, right? Even then, I was like, okay, yeah, it's cool. It looks good. But did you really feel anything while watching it in terms of like, this is really brutal? Or did it just look cool?
Yeah, it's just like watching a video game fight scene, right? You like appreciate the artistry in him doing the moves, right? Irvin brought up the point that we actually mentioned him in PWI. He was in PWI. He listed.
Yeah, we're like, who?
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, okay.
Oh shit. So I don't know.
Okay. You see, so he was in PWI. Okay, I remember reading about his name, but again, didn't register because I've never seen any of his matches. So if he had resonated in Mexico for some reason, did super well in AAA, and that's why he got his namesake. Good for him.
Well, I'm not surprised that he would do very well in the Lucha Libre world. Look at him. He's incredible, right?
He's what you think when you think of Lucha Libre, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's that style of wrestling. Like that's he screams it lah, but it's not really something that benefits. Well, the rest of us who watch wrestling for some realism.
Okay, like give you an example. Which Lucha Libre star since Rey Mysterio have you felt a deep connection to?
Wow.
AEW, WWE, AAA, whatever it is.
Lucha.
Yeah.
Wow. It's hard to pinpoint one.
Yeah.
Like, maybe because we didn't grow up in that culture, so it's not part of our sort of like something that, oh, we all must watch growing up, right? But
Yeah, like even like Lucha Bros, like they are just they just a catchphrase, right?
yeah,
I didn't feel
yeah.
any connection to them. Like maybe
Cielo, pero.
Kalisto, but Kalisto also didn't really
No,
create a memorable impact. So
no.
I would dare say the most interesting Latino star right now is freaking Dominic Mysterio lah, bro.
That is true. That is true. Honestly, whenever his dad promos, I cringe a bit. I don't know what it is about Ray. You know, it just doesn't work. But I love his storyline right now. So yeah.
Are you telling me Ray is cringier on promos than Dominic?
Yes, Dominic is like, as this bratty heel, he's probably letting out a lot of his real life frustration. Shut up, mom! I'm like, whoa, how long have you been holding that in, Dom?
But you know, my favorite line from like the last few weeks of promos, right, was like, "You guys kicked me out of my family group chat. How could you?" It was so relatable.
It's so relatable.
Yeah, it's so funny. Okay, so let's put a bow on AEW. So I feel like, the good stuff, right? What do you think of the whole them pulling the trigger on the 4 pillars being like the world title storyline now?
Unfortunately, what I think is that some of them are just not ready. At this point, Jungle Boy is still horrendous on the mic. Like when he was in there talking, I was like, oh god, shut up.
Shut up.
He was not elevated with this Christian Cage thing at all because of the stop-start nature of it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, MJF is like leagues above all of them. Sammy Guevara, even to his own admission, he's just Chris Jericho's fall guy. He's just the jobber in the group. He's barely there. I mean, at one point, remember, he had nuclear heat because of what he did to he broke up with the ex-girlfriend and then got with Ty Mello, whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, for whatever reason, Tony Khan, best booker of the year, they never capitalized on it. He just faded into the background of the JAS, right?
So I feel like not all of their careers have reached the level of MJF, essentially, right?
No, yeah, exactly. Except, did you hear the pop for Darby Allin?
Yes. You know what? MJF Darby Allin should have been the match.
Yes. Darby Allin, despite his horrendous booking, there's another fella. Where has he been? They buried him like who knows where, right? He had this thing with Sting. Then after that, like not here, not there. You know, he doesn't show up every week, and then he still gets pops. Like this guy, for whatever reason, even though he's skinny AF, the people connect with him, so give him something to do. And he's had amazing matches with MJF before as well. And his promo was like, I was like, oh, okay. I actually enjoyed when he cut that promo against MJF.
Yeah, I think he got what I call the Jeff Hardy connection with the audience.
Yes, he does. Yeah. He does. So I think I get that they're trying to push all 4 of them, and maybe that's what they'll do, a 4-way feud. You know, it could lead to something interesting. Like, when was the last time you saw a world title defended in a 4-way match? It's been a long time. I'm not saying they should do it a lot, but it's been a while, right?
Yeah, I hope if they can have that match, right? But there's stories building into and coming out of it. Like, if they do something where Darby Allin is trying to become the face of the company and has Sting's blessing, and there's some connection with that storyline, I don't mind. Yep. If Sammy Guevara wants to step out of Chris Jericho's shadow, and because of this match, Chris Jericho gets jealous and does a whole Triple H Randy Orton vibe with them, then that works. I mean,
Irvin says Guevara said he won't do house matches, house shows. I think I heard that. And and it's stupid. Because it's like, you won't do house shows, so you will only do TV shows, but you do the stupid shit at TV. Then don't do the stupid shit that you do on house shows, dumbass. Another one. This fella, another one. And then Darby said he's not going to be a wrestler for very long. So how to invest in such people?
It's tough, lah. It's tough. But I do believe, I agree that they need to have house shows, because I think they just started doing house shows like a week back. And I think, do you see some news that come out from online that the Britt Baker NRJ match was terrible or something, and somebody filmed it?
Oh no, I didn't see that, but I'm not surprised. Like, a lot of the greenness is showing in these guys and gals, and maybe house shows is going to be a great thing for them. They get more reps, so they learn to work safe and not like do the stupid shit that they do every single match.
Exactly. So I think they need, beyond AEW Dark and Elevation, I think they need regular house shows, just for the rest of these wrestlers to perform somewhere and also have the ability to get their reps in.
Hang on. Do you remember? Now I suddenly remember Jungle Boy's promo about how he was like talking to Guevara. You were never talking to MJF. You were never on dark. You were never on elevation. I was like, well, that's because he's better than you, bro. Why are you making yourself sound like an asshole? Like it's not a badge of honor to be on dark or elevation, bro.
Yeah,
like what are you talking about?
I think he's trying to say that, I put in the reps, I put in the miles, I wrestle a lot for this company, blah blah blah.
He sounded like a loser. I'm sorry. He sounded like a whiny guy. Like, I did all this, but it's not good enough. Or whatever.
But if I know MJF, right, like beyond his character, right, I think this was one of his ideas to actually push other people, not just him. I think if you see him, right, he always gives the spotlight to the people that he fight with. Even like, remember that one time he had a short fight with Brian Pillman Jr. And he got so over from his dark side of the ring period, in just that 3 weeks.
And then Tony Khan was like, well, let's move on from that. Idiot. But then if you look at the roster, who else is there to feud? I mean,
we have Adam Cole, who's back officially. Yeah. And I think he has been getting some great babyface heat. The only problem is I have no idea why is Daniel Garcia that is his first match back.
Warm up law, like okay lah, I get it. Maybe he needs a bit of time to build momentum before challenging MJF. I get it.
Yeah. Well,
okay, let's move on from AEW because we have a lot of stuff to cover. This is the WrestleMania episode, and here's the thing, right? Like, I was just like, okay, this weekend's WrestleMania, 2 nights of wrestling. Oh, like, I don't know if you feel the same way, right? It's gotten to a point where there's, first of all, as it is 2 nights of WrestleMania, it's quite a big ask for people.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like, it's quite a lot of wrestling content. And then you realize, there's also NXT Stand and Deliver. Then there's also Ring of Honor Supercard. I'm like, Supercard of Honor. I'm like, is this too much? Is there too much wrestling right now?
Bro, this week, right, bro? I mean, it's a wrestling fans' wet dream week, lah. To be honest, because it's been a thing this last couple of years, bro. It's like they even call it today on Raw WrestleMania Raw.
Right.
Right.
I feel like it's way too much. And I think I know what NXT is doing. Like, obviously, you put Stand and Deliver to, make sure that, if you need your wrestling action, just look at WWE. Don't go and look over there at ROH. Don't go and look over there at AEW. Just saturate the market.
Yeah, I agree. But also, I also feel like they have created this juggernaut where they try to top themselves every year. Every year, the WrestleMania experience needs to be bigger and bigger, right? But my concern was like, one of my favorite things about WrestleMania weekend was Hall of Fame. Like, I always live for all these speeches by all these old timers, but they only have 4 Hall of Fame inductees officially announced. So I don't know what's going on, bro.
So okay, who are they? This year they are
Rey
Mysterio, Stacy Keibler. I saw that. The Great Muta.
Great Muta and Andy Kaufman.
Right? Huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they are missing tag teams. They are missing. I mean, they always have a girl. They always have a main eventer. I guess they always have like an international guy. But they're missing a tag team. They're missing like a lower cut guy. So usually there's supposed to be 7 or 8 people.
Do you think that they are just maybe making the Hall of Fame thing a little bit smaller, less emphasis on that? Because, the Hall of Fame can be quite a long show, long process, long thing. And then this year, they're like, okay, we have so many other things to deal with. Let's just make it a smaller one this year. I don't know.
Maybe they're running out of people to put in the Hall of Fame. All the legends clear already. What's next? Santino Marella?
So maybe they overdid it. Maybe they put too many too fast. Now they're like, oh shit, we better space this out.
Maybe 2 a year. 2 a year will help.
Because let's not forget, these wrestlers, half of them, they will unretire themselves.
Yeah, that's true. But shout out to Stacy Keibler. I think she just got back on Instagram. I think she disappeared for 3 years, bro.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, because I think her previous post was in 2020 and she just, I think, gave birth to a 3rd child. So she's been busy being a mother. So it's pretty cool to see Stacy Keibler coming back, to get her induction. And she reminds me of Tori, we know her contributions are what, and we appreciate.
legs. That's all I can say. All right, let's move chronologically then, day by day. Oh boy, here we go. So this will happen on March 31st, which means this is a Saturday morning for us.
Yes, Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, it's Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor. Okay, I'm just going to run down the match card because obviously we have no idea what has been going on with Ring of Honor. There's been so little promoted on AEW Dynamite, which is, you know, ironic, right? But let's see. Okay, based on these matches, would you pay money? We're talking about a world where we obviously pay-per-views, right? We need to pay money. Would you pay money to watch these matches? Here we go. The first match, Reach for the Sky ladder match. Walao eh. For the vacant ROH World Tag Team Championships. Who do you think is in this match?
Okay, first of all, they announced that Mark Briscoe is I think, did he vacate the title officially so that all these tag teams can be part of it, or what?
I guess, yeah, because he's a singles wrestler now, obviously.
Yep.
So, but he is going to challenge for a title, but we'll talk about that later. So it's the Lucha Bros, of course, they have to be in a ladder match, versus Top Flight versus the Kingdom, who are actually a pretty good tag team. I don't know why they're on the main. They're not on the main roster like the Dynamite roster. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, right? Whatever. Versus
with Maria, right?
With Maria Kanellis. Yeah.
Okay.
Aussie Open and La Faction Ingobernable.
Wait. Is Aussie Open not Aussie, right?
It's not Aussie Open.
Aussie
No.
team, right?
It's Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher.
Yes.
Yeah, this is going to be a massive clusterfuck of a match.
Wait, the loss, who was in the team?
Rouge, and Dralistico. Who the heck is Dralistico?
Okay, probably another AAA guy lah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Reach for the Sky, S Club song. Reach for the star. No, that one is for the stars. Reach for the Sky is an NDP song, yes. Reach out for the star. Taufik and Rayan, yes.
Yeah. Bro, both of them are going to be announcing on this match, bro. Special guest announcer. Let's bring Taufik Batista there and Rayan. Let's go.
Unfortunately, right, and this is what they've done to themselves. Every time I hear, Lucha Brothers are in a match, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a same old match lah. It's going to be a spot fest, flippy ladders and shit. And yeah, they've sort of bought me already. They bought me for many years already.
Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment of creating a ladder match around, the Briscoe brothers trademark. I think that's sweet lah. But I don't care about any other things.
No, absolutely, certainly not Top Flight. What have they done recently, right?
Wait, Top Flight is our Dante Martin and Darius Martin, right?
What our Dante? Who they don't belong to us.
Oh no,
I don't feel any connection to them.
We do not claim them, right? That's what the kids say it.
So yeah, there's a match. Okay, there you go. First match. Second match. Oh, what the fuck is this? Why is this? Okay, so for the World 6-Man Tag Team Championships, here we go. The Embassy, that's Brian Cage, Kaun, and Toliona. I don't know who these people are. Toliona,
cool.
With Prince Nana versus AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik.
Okay, there's a lot to break down there. First of all, Brian Cage is basically in a lower mid card in Ring of Honor. So he stuck so bad in AEW and now he's in Ring of Honor, but he's in the lower card.
Yeah.
So let's get that right. Yeah.
There's nothing to talk about here. Like, I feel no connection to any of these names.
Yeah.
So.
Blake Christian, bro, is that guy that gave Dante Chan his debut. So he was in NXT back in the day.
Trey Baxter,
yeah. So they're calling Blake Christian now. So that's all that I know and care about. AR Fox is apparently he always lepak with Top Flight, apparently like an indie guy. And
remember they gave him a bit of a push versus Chris Jericho, was it?
Yeah. And again, push, stop, start.
Look what has happened. First of all, they give him a win against Chris Jericho. Let's propel him to, at least the mid card, right? Nope. Nope. Exactly. No way, he's lower card guy. Samoa Joe versus Mark Briscoe for the ROH World Television Championship. Okay, this one I would be interested in watching.
Okay, so Samoa Joe is still alive, doing well, but in Ring of Honor lah.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, it makes sense to put names like Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor. It's what he did in NXT lah. Give his star name to at least give some shine on this roster. So I don't mind Samoa Joe in this spot.
Yeah. Athena versus Yuka Sakazaki.
Okay, so
For the ROH Women's Championship.
okay, so this is where Athena has been, like, because I haven't seen her in Dynamite for damn long.
Yeah.
So is she a heel now? Because remember that one time she botched, or she like apparently beat up someone so bad, right? Remember there was one AW Dark episode.
I don't know, but also like, do they not have anybody else? Like I thought the who Diamond what that Martinez.
Mercedes Martinez.
Mercedes Martinez, wasn't she the champion for a while? Like she looked pretty badass. What's she doing, or did she leave? I mean,
I think she lost. She dropped the title to Athena, if I'm not wrong. Mercedes was the babyface. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me they have nobody else other than a Joshi wrestler who like act cute type? Like unless Athena comes out and just mauls her.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Athena as a champion, because I think Athena, we always thought that she's done a great job as Ember Moon. But again, if they're trying to build out a ROH women's division and a AEW women's division, I mean,
can we?
Yeah.
Okay, I know we skipped this, but how god awful is the AEW's women's division right now? Like literally, it is the drizzling shits when you have the Outcasts trying to do an NWO and it's just cringe. Like you have Saraya, who has proven now without the WWE machine behind her, she cannot. Her promos suck. Her wrestling is meh. It's like wow. I like I told you before, I missed the entire Paige era. Like I understand why people gravitated towards her because woo, like hey, well,
yeah,
but
sure.
But I didn't like get it. But you explained it to me. But now seeing her, I'm like, wow, like this is past prime Paige, and it's not a good look,
Yep.
And Ruby Soho, for whatever reason, just nope. I thought she could work. Her matches have been horrendous as well. Like it's like botch fest, freaking like very awkward stuff, right? And maybe it's the greenness of the other wrestlers. So she hasn't proven herself. Her promos are nothing. Toni Storm was the best one. Had the momentum for a while. Remember, she got the interim title, and then once Saraya came in, her momentum. She must be like, f this Saraya, yeah. If Saraya didn't come in, Toni Storm might be something right now.
My problem is, on paper, these three should be like big stars, right? Like on paper.
On paper.
But I do not know whether it's their lack of chemistry, their promos.
It's all of it, bro.
Yeah, Saraya has definitely not delivered to the potential I know she's much better than what she's showing now. So I don't know whether the ring rust or like the lack of wrestling the last couple of years has just made her not as dominant as she was, probably.
Yeah, and then, okay, you have Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter, remember, she had so much groundswell for her, and it was so obvious. It was right in front of them, right there. Jamie Hayter versus Britt Baker. Have Britt turn on Jamie. There you go. Babyface heat for Jamie. Like crowd will boo Britt. Why are you jealous of your friend? Blah blah blah. But no, now it's like Jamie Hayter is the champion. Britt Baker is her lackey. What? That doesn't make sense.
If Saraya didn't come to AEW, right, my belief is that would have happened. That would have been the trigger would have been pulled for AEW Revolution.
So it's Tony Khan doing best booker things lah, basically.
Yeah, because clearly Jamie Hayter had all of the support.
Yes.
Britt Baker had all of the hit. Remember, Britt Baker was like trying to cut in and talk for her. Yeah, they were definitely starting something there.
And the crowd was there for you. You felt the energy, right? Like you can tell, okay, this is working. And then they're like, no, Saraya's here now. We do WWE versus AEW. They're like, oh god.
It would have been even more awesome, because if that match had actually happened, it would have been a first AEW women's feud featuring all AEW originals that the crowd would have been so down for.
But Tony Khan is so like, oh my god, he's such a fan, but I signed Paige. I probably watched her video 20 times. Now she works for me. Whatever, right?
They should have just done a WCW where when they just signed Bret Hart and freaking kept him off of television and let Hollywood Hogan and Sting have their feud. I'm not saying that they are Hollywood and Sting level, but
no.
You know what I mean? No.
So let them have their thing. Have Jamie Hayter finally conquer the evil Britt Baker. Britt can go and chill out for a while. Jamie Hayter, like super babyface, right? That's when you bring in Paige. That's when you bring in the challengers, and then have them beat up Jamie Hayter. have these invade. If you want to do the freaking outsiders all over again, which is obvious, and then the spray paint too, like it's so obvious they're trying to copy the NWO. Stop it lah, and it's like it's a parody. It's not even a parody. It's a shitty impersonation of an NWO, right? So have Britt go away. Have after she loses, have Jamie Hayter like be the big babyface champion, and then have your NWO, your outcast, attack Jamie Hayter week after week after week after week. Then you bring Britt Baker back. Say, look, I may not like you, Jamie. You took my title, but we need to defend AEW's honor or some shit at least. Then now you got proper like Mr. Young for Booker lah. Come on.
Bro, like you, in that 2 minutes that you just booked, right? I would rather watch that than like whatever is happening in EW. So yeah.
So
back
now
to
back to ROH. Wheeler Yuta versus Shibata. Okay, they've planted some seeds for this, I guess, but
really? Have they?
Shibata showed up like one episode, right? Wasn't it in the BCC angle?
I thought Shibata showed up to like feud with Orange Cassidy or something. That was the only last time I remember Shibata. It's not Wheeler Yuta, bro.
Oh, I thought see. Who knows? Who cares? Who remembers these things anymore? It's a pure wrestling rules for the ROH. Hey, is every match a championship match? It is.
Oh, really? Oh, so ROH got a lot of titles lah. That's good to know.
ROH World Tag Team, ROH 6-Man Tag, ROH World Television, ROH Women's World Television, ROH Pure, and the next one, our new best friend, El Hijo del Vikingo versus Commander.
Commander?
Commander with a K.
Not Aziz,
Commander.
Commander Aziz,
No, not Commander Aziz. He's a triple A guy as well. It's for the Triple A Mega Championship.
Okay, so that's their world title. Okay, so at least it's a world title. Okay,
so this is going to be a flip fest. Actually, it might be interesting to watch. If you want to experience lucha.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, sure. Main event, ROH World Championship, Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston. So like you were alluding to earlier, they've been having this feud that nobody's been paying attention to because nobody knows that this feud exists. I don't even know that Kingston was back. Like,
okay, let's just be objective here, right? Like before AEW bought over ROH, no one also gave a shit about ROH. Like no one has given a shit about ROH since like to me Tyler Black, Sami Zayn days, like early 2010s, right? There was that one weird period where not weird period. There was a period where Bullet Club, Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes was part of ROH. That was the last time probably, right at All In where I was interested. So clearly, if this is the right move, putting Ring of Honor separately from AEW, let them create their own identity because they have good. In my opinion, they have good foundations. They have a great announce team.
Yeah.
Who probably can make everything look and sound and mean well.
They have a better announce team. Let's just call a spade here.
They have a better announce team. And Claudio as a world champion, for all his flaws in AEW and WWE, I feel that that's like a solid hand, right?
Yeah.
Especially to fit the ROH aesthetic of like a workers champion lah. But they really need to build back their hype on their own without AEW, in my opinion.
Yep. And I don't know. They have AEW. Okay, I wouldn't say build the hype without AEW. You have to leverage AEW somehow. Just not in the way that they used to, which is just like blatantly throw ROH everywhere. And the stupid thing about it is it's Tony Khan once again. Oh, this is my new purchase. Everyone, I'm shoving this down your throat for the first couple of months. Then after he don't know what to do with them already. Then he like, okay, I'll take them out, take them one by one, take them off. And then now they're like sort of there's no promotion of them. It's such last minute. I mean, okay. In the corporate structure, we see that all the time, right? In entertainment, in a lot of businesses, people get an idea. Oh, this is my new purchase. This is my new idea. I'm going to use it. And then after a while, they realize you have the budget for it. You spent on it, but now I don't know what to do with it. And then slowly you see that thing doesn't get used, or this department or this new initiative. I've seen this happen so many times in my working life. And I see it clear as day right here. In AEW with Tony Khan right now, he buys the new toy. He's like, I'm going to show everybody my new toy. And then after that, he gets bored.
I think Ring of Honor, having it on the Honor Club, it's like putting ECW on sci-fi. Like you're just going to kill the audience.
Yeah.
If they had kept it on TNT and replaced Rampage, I feel that there's a chance for it to live beyond what it is.
What do you think of a Ring of Honor, like a recap show, like maybe 15-20 minute show on Dynamite or on Rampage?
Put it on the AEW YouTube channel. I don't care. Like I think, like there are people who actually watch AEW Dark and Elevation, and they are fans of the show, by the way.
Yeah.
And I've seen it on Twitter. So I feel that if you want to put a recap show on AEW's YouTube channel, I know Ring of Honor actually have their own YouTube channel, by the way.
Right. So I mean, if they want to separate, but you know how like on Raw and SmackDown, once in a while they'll reference NXT. You know, they'll show a highlight package. They'll promote NXT actually. So why not? Run promo packages, like short little 1 minute here, 1 minute there, 1 minute here. If you have a big main event, I don't see the problem in that, and just give a bit of awareness because you already have a national platform. You know?
Yeah, I don't think that's wrong, and I think they can even have a showcase match, like maybe once in a while, have like a ring of like a TV title, and then say that it will bleed into what happened on Ring of Honor the previous week. So okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and once a year you forbidden door it lah. You have ROH versus AEW, so you don't always have to have New Japan versus. You can't make a deal with them or whatever.
What if AEW does a draft? AEW and Ring of Honor draft. What do you think?
No. They won't copy. They will make some ridiculous. They'll call it something else. Confirm one.
Knowing Tony Khan, he would love the idea of a draft, bro.
Football, right?
Football, transfer season. Can you imagine they incorporate transfer season vibes into like wrestling? Like, oh, this manager GM from ROH wants to poach a player from AEW. I mean, like, there is some great potential, in my opinion, like having another promotion.
Actually, you're right. And he has that sort of background because he does deal with the football, American football, soccer as well.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting why he doesn't bring that concept in. I mean, they've tried in WWE before, but it's always a very vague thing because we know, they all work for the company anyway. So maybe it's tough in that it's hard to fake it. Like, you know, if Tottenham buys such and such a player, it's like, it's in black and white. There's a contract. This contract is worth how much, right? All this contract drama is there. But like for them to script something like that, I think might be A, very hard, B, it'll come off fake.
So I feel that maybe this year is like a year where Ring of Honor rebuilds themselves. Let them create their own identity. And I hope they do have their pay-per-views, they have their Supercard of Honor, Death Before Dishonor and Final Battle or something. So like let them build their own universe and then we revisit them and just mention them on AEW to help lah. It's good that they are separating the roster. That's always a good thing.
Just take Claudio and put him away from Moxley. Literally, like seriously. I'm sorry lah, but this whole, so now the BCC have turned heel. Right?
Yes, officially turned heel.
In the worst possible way. So basically, is one day Mox just decides, I'm an asshole. He's always acted like an asshole, but now he's a bad guy asshole. And then Claudio's like, okay, I follow you. Yuta's like, okay, I follow you. Like for no rhyme and reason, they just, okay, I follow you, our leader, so we're all bad guys now. Like what?
I don't remember a promo that Moxley cut to officially turn heel also. Do you remember?
No.
Nothing, right? It wasn't official heel turn, like, they just started beating up Dark Order one day and that's it.
Yeah, and they turned heel on like the Jobber team, the Jobber group. Like, wow, okay, anyway, let's move on because like I said, lots to talk about. NXT, Stand and Deliver. Haven't been following NXT, so I have no idea if any of these matches are worth watching. And here's the thing, right? Even though for me it's free because I've subscribed to the WWE network, right?
Yep.
It's not free because I'm paying with time, and time is money. Well, but you get my point, right?
Sure, of course.
And with like I say every week, so many things to take my attention, video games, Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Go. It's like, wow, do I want to dedicate 3 hours, 2.5 hours to watch this? Well, we'll find out. Would you spend...
Based on the card.
Yeah, based on the card. Spend 3 hours of your April 1st. So this April 1st? Saturday. So it's Sunday morning for us.
It's Sunday morning, but past midnight. It's like in the middle of the night.
Oh, middle of the day. Oh, okay.
Because WrestleMania Saturday is technically Sunday morning, right? Yeah.
Right. Oh, so this is like, wow. So they're in the US, they're doing an afternoon show and a WrestleMania show.
Yes, it's like a lead-in into the first night of WrestleMania. So it's almost like a huge-ass extravagant pre-show lah.
Wow, sheks, yeah. Okay, here we go then. Chase U which is Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, and Thea Hale and Tyler Bate versus Schism. So it's 8-person mixed tag match.
Wait, so Tyler
What?
Bate is now associated with Chase U?
Friend lah. He's not in Chase U. He's just friend because they had nothing
Okay.
better to do with him. They need him to go and help teach all the younger stars here something.
What a shame. Yeah.
Schism, of course, is Joe Gacy. Jagger Reed. Oh, Jagger Reed. Who the
Bro,
and Rick Fowler.
they were previously known by another name.
Yes,
I forgot what's the tag team.
Zach Gibson and
Is it Grizzle Young Veterans?
yes, they were the Grizzled Young Veterans. They turned heel, joined Schism.
They were such a dope nickname and a dope team. Why they became this?
Yeah. And Ava.
Which is The Rock's daughter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, right? If you hover over Ava, it links to The Rock. So you see a picture of The Rock smiling face. I'm like, what? Okay.
Okay. Ava haven't deserved to create her own Wikipedia page yet. So
Yeah. That's a pass. And it's okay, and it's an 8-person tag match, which means if the women tag in, like what? Like the idea of a mixed tag match, one guy, one girl, like okay, it kind of makes sense. But if there's 3 guys and one girl, just always tag in the girl if you're losing.
yeah.
So it forces the switch, what?
I have no connection to any of these people. Even The Rock's daughter, haven't seen her wrestle. Have you seen her wrestle yet?
No, I have not.
Yeah, so I have no idea what to expect. Tyler Bates, what a fall from grace. He was UK champion fighting the likes of freaking Pete Dunne and Gunther. So, poor guy.
No,
Poor guy.
he's there to bring up and teach the new guys. Let's move on. Gallus, which is Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, who are the NXT Tag Team Champions. This is for the NXT Tag Team Championship, triple threat. Gallus, Creed versus the D'Angelo family.
So the Creed brothers, like the Julius and Brutus Creed guys, right?
Okay, I'm actually interested in this because I like the Creed brothers a lot. I see a lot of potential in them.
They reminds me of the Steiners, lah. They got the Steiners vibe.
Yeah.
D'Angelo family, who's in it?
Tony D'Angelo and Channing
that guy.
Stacks Lorenzo.
Okay, we all know D'Angelo is just a typical Italian gimmick. I don't really know his partner, so yeah.
Gallus, I enjoy seeing as well. They're from NXT UK, quite hard hitting. So this
Wasn't Gallus part of Mustache Mountain back in the day? Like, didn't we see them live?
Were they
Before? Gallus is Mark Coffey and Joe Coffey and who again?
No, Mark Coffey and Wolfgang.
Wolfgang. I think Wolfgang was part of Mustache Mountain, but don't quote me on this because I think he's Tyler Bate. So I don't know whether there's some connection there. I can't remember.
Right, but if this is for the NXT Tag Team Championships, I mean, I would have watched a Gallus versus Creed brothers match without the Tony D'Angelo family, but hey, whatever, right?
Yeah. I feel like this is like old school NXT plus they need to have a NXT 2.0 character gimmick there. So.
Yeah, like I get that they want to cram everybody in because it's their big show, right? That's what they do for WrestleMania. But sometimes, for the sake of the card, it's better to just have 1v1 or 2v2 as opposed to like triple threat, 8-person tag. Oh my god. Okay. Speaking of less is more, well, certainly they're not thinking about that here. Fatal 5-way for
Holy
the
shit.
NXT North American Championship. Wesley, who's the champion right now, are doing very well from what I've seen. Wesley versus Dragon Lee. The Lee brothers fighting, yeah.
The new guy, he used to be in AEW and then he went to NXT. Smart move.
Smart move. Versus JD McDonough.
He used to be Jordan Devlin, which I prefer that name, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Ilya Dragunov and Axiom.
Other than Axiom, I think the rest are all pretty good, interesting characters.
Hey, why no love for A-Kid, bro? I thought A-Kid, Axiom is a very happening one.
Man, I don't know. Like, he looked like a Power Ranger, lah. But is he as good as a Power Ranger? I don't know.
This feels like it's gonna be a giant flip fest.
I was just about to say it's gonna be a flippy shit, but within the context of NXT, so I think it might be better.
Yeah, I think they might, say, okay, within the realms of believability here. But yeah, it should be a fun match, if anything.
Is this just a fatal 5-way, but there's no ladders involved, yeah? I hope so.
No ladders. No ladders involved. Because there is a ladder involved in a later match, bro.
Oh, I knew it. I knew there was gonna be a ladder somewhere in this event. Okay.
No, but at least you see, they've tried to hold themselves back and not make like unsanctioned match, exploding ring match, no holds barred match, like like AEW does so often. So at least okay, fine. There's only one ladders match. Here we go. Fallon Henley and Kiana James
Okay.
versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships.
Okay. I like Alba Fire. I think her name previously was Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray. Yeah, in NXT UK, she's dope. Isla Dawn, she's hot. So like great combination. And then the other two, the Kiana James and what's her name again?
Fallon Henley.
Yeah, so I don't know what's their vibe, but I know one of them actually is super athletic. I can't remember which one.
Okay,
Helen,
so
probably?
I believe Fallon Henley was playing that gimmick where she's like she first met Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. They tried to pick her up, remember? And then she friend zoned one of them. So she's like cowgirl, very down to earth girl. And then Kiana James is like her gimmick is the complete opposite. Like she's like very atas, like very rich girl sort of thing. So they are like trying to make this odd couple pairing with Fallon Henley and Kiana James, and now they're the champs.
So they are the champs now, the Kiana James and Fallon.
Yes. Yeah, and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are just badasses lah.
I completely miss this era. I mean, anything after Toxic Attraction broke up, I don't think I know what's going on.
Poor thing, huh?
Yeah. Wait, what happened to Tiffany Stratton, man? Like, she was like supposed to be a big deal, right? Back in the day.
Well, she has a match coming up next, bro.
Okay, perfect. Segue then.
Their ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship.
Ooh.
Between Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria. Who?
What?
And Indy Hartwell. Okay, who is Lyra Valkyria? Is she new?
Okay, wait. Gigi Dolan is in this match, but the girl that she's supposedly feuding with, what's the other Toxic Attraction girl name?
JC Jane.
Yeah, she's not in this match.
I guess.
But one day having like a whole Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty moment.
I don't know, bro. Who knows?
Bro, you are the NXT guy, bro. I lean on you for NXT, bro.
And I stopped watching NXT already. And who is this Lyra Valkyria? Looks cute. That's all I can say because I've never seen her in the ring. And why is she contending for the women's title?
Okay, wait. So Irvin just said Tiffany just came back from injury, and Jane is injured. That means the storyline is on hold?
Yalla. Oh, it makes sense. So, I mean, Valkyria is UK one. So, I mean, yeah.
Okay, I got two questions.
Hold on. Nothing has been the same since Mandy Rose left. So,
yeah. I'm so sorry. I'd rather watch Mandy Rose on OnlyFans than watching NXT UK. Okay, anyway.
Excuse me, No, fasting, fasting.
Don't subscribe. I don't subscribe. Well, anyway, the point is, this all happened because Roxanne Perez apparently has an undisclosed injury, which they did an injury angle, like kena ambulance, all them dramatic, and everyone thought it was a storyline, and then now they're saying that it's a legit injury. So I don't know what's going on there.
Where is Cora Jade? Is she injured as well?
Yeah, because Cora Jade was supposed to be her big rival, right? And she's not in this match, so I don't know what's going on there. And where's my girl, bro? The only girl that I actually have been interested in NXT.
Who?
The Sol Ruka. You know Sol Ruka?
Who is that?
Bro, she's famous for her Soul Crusher finisher, bro. It's like been all over the internet. It's like this super dope thing where she runs to the corner and then she does like a thing where, like she flips up on the turnbuckle almost as if she's doing like a somersault, and then she lands an RKO.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think I've seen a clip of that before. I don't know where's Sol Ruka. I'm googling her right now. Cora Jade is also injured. What about the one? See on your face, that one. Oh my god.
Nikita Lyons.
Nikita Lyons, yeah. I literally have her as my NXT Women's Champion in my WWE 2K GM mode.
So your GM mode, you're playing as an NXT.
NXT with Kurt Angle.
Oh, that's so cute. Mine is SmackDown as Xavier Woods. Love it.
Yeah, I'm not that excited for this ladder match, not gonna lie. I mean, like I said though, to be fair, I haven't been watching the product, so I have no connection with any of these people.
Holy shit, Leon's 8 months out.
MCL.
MCL.
Wow. That
Okay,
sucks,
bro.
man.
I think cannot blame lah. I think NXT Women's Division is just having too much of it. It's like Liverpool right now. It's an injury shit show. So
Right. Okay.
they're making the best that they can. So I give chance. I give chance for that.
We have a singles match for the NXT Championship. Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes with
My
Trick
guy.
Williams. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So they finally pulled the trigger because they've been keeping. If you realize, they purposely have been keeping Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker away from each other since the start of NXT 2.0, right?
But question is, do you think it's Carmelo Hayes' time? Because here's the thing, right? If Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes wrapped up the show, then you would expect Braun Breaker to retain. You know?
Yeah. Hey, Jason, relax, brother. Relax. 45 minutes is more than enough time to cover WrestleMania. We have to clear the rest, bro. Relax.
Yeah. Come. So, Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes is not the last match, apparently.
Ooh,
Which means this could open the door for Carmelo Hayes actually picking up the win, because the main event, the final match, is an unsanctioned match between Johnny Gargano and Grayson Waller.
So they brought Gargano to kind of main event and put some star power in NXT. Okay, that's smart.
Yep.
That's
and
smart.
it's unsanctioned. You know, Grayson Waller has been like top heel vibes kind of stuff.
I think Carmelo winning is not bad because I feel like Braun Breaker is ready for the main roster. I don't mind a Raw after Mania debut for Braun Breaker. So yeah, let Carmelo Hayes get the title, man. Let him run. Give him a year-long title run, because essentially Braun Breaker has been the champion for almost a year, right? Or more than a year, bro.
There hasn't been really like powerful, strong contenders too. So yeah, I think it's time. Like you can't keep the belt on him forever, right?
Yeah, correct. So yeah, let give him a rub and let him move on. And I think the whole point of developmental is to build new stars. And I think Carmelo needs some time, some shine on the main roster as a champion.
Irvin says this, and I saw it on social media as well. Yes, Waller go home invasion Johnny. That's why this is unsanctioned.
Bro, the whole angle became viral because of who's his wife, Gargano's wife,
Candice LeRae.
Candice's terrible acting, bro. Do you see? You need to see it, bro. If you didn't.
Oh no.
She was carrying the baby. Do you see that part or not?
No, I did not. I just glimpsed it, but I didn't watch it because
Yeah. Okay. So she was like on the porch with the baby, and they were fighting out in the yard, right? And then she was like, "Don't hurt him. Put him down." Like, I tell you, bro, the acting is gone. CMI cannot make it, bro.
I mean, the problem with this, and I'm like, I'll tell you what my interest level in this main event is 0, okay? Because if this were Johnny Gargano from the DIY days, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa days, I would be way more interested. Black and gold brand Johnny Gargano. But this is Johnny after he's been on Raw and just done stupid shit with The Miz and Dexter Lumis. And Candice LeRae also on Raw has been just uninspiring, uninteresting. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think we've talked about this before. Maybe his ceiling was NXT Black and Gold. On the main roster, in the big leagues, he's just blurred.
Nothing wrong with him being a journeyman on NXT. Honestly, I think he should play the veteran. I mean, he's 35 really or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nothing wrong. I think...
But do you know what I mean? Like, maybe he shouldn't have been on Raw. It ruined his image for me, at least,
Well, if his ceiling was to be Dolph Ziggler and forever contending for the mid-card titles, I think that's not a bad key.
Excuse me, don't compare him to my bro Dolph Ziggler, who I've had drinks with. Excuse me, Dolph Ziggler was a former world champion.
Fine.
Johnny Gargano is not. No, he's not even gonna get intercontinental level. Unfortunately,
I would have drinks with Johnny Gargano. He seems like a swell guy. Okay, like him and Mustafa Ali are the most underappreciated guys. I appreciate both of them.
Johnny Gargano will be the guy you play video games with, not have a drink with.
Okay, why not? Let's play. We do my GM mode together, Gargano. Yeah, so maybe Raw is a bit too high up for him. Maybe re-establish himself with NXT, and that's what they've done. Right? They've done it with Apollo Crews. They brought some people back to like rekindle their career. So maybe that's their thing.
Yeah, and let me just state for the record, there's nothing wrong with that, Yeah. But I just feel a little bit like let down because I used to think of Johnny Gargano as the black and gold. That's the Gargano I want to remember, not this whatever bullshit he's been doing on Raw. All right, let's get to WrestleMania after that really extended pre-show, I suppose, like you put it.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now, and I don't know if they've announced anything on Raw yet, but it seems like the matches haven't been firmed up as to like which match will go on what night. Like some
Yeah.
have, but not all, right?
Okay. So I think we can speculate, but I think there's no point running down the card in order because we don't even know who's going to be the main event.
Okay, so I'll just talk about the matches that have no nights assigned to it first. Then after that, we'll go to the ones that have the nights assigned to it. All right. Here we go. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. I mean, we called it already, right? Like this is the match. I wish they built. Actually, no. You know what? I take that back. They built it enough. Because I say this because you know I have love for the Mysterios. I love that telenovela vibe and everything, but really cannot act. Every time he gets on the mic, I'm like cringe. But
okay lah, he is realistic. He's authentic to himself lah.
Okay, he is. You're right. And Dom has been knocking it out of the park with this bratty bullshit kid. Like. When all my friends had a Mercedes, you bought me a BMW. Like, okay,
Hey,
fine.
fuck you lah. You get car good enough already lah, bro. Don't talk lah.
Right, like I know, but that's the whole vibe, right? And literally, the funny thing is, like, you know, when I sometimes on my Twitch channel when I'm gaming, I'll talk about wrestling because I have some friends there, people watch my stream who are into wrestling as well, right? And then the other people who are not into wrestling, like some of them actually get into wrestling. In the most interesting ways.
Okay, give me an example.
One of the ways was Rhea Ripley is hot, so I started watching all her matches.
Oh, is it? Who? Okay, tell me who. I'll go find. I'll go say thank you.
I don't want to point out anybody lah. But
Fine.
they all of a sudden got interested in wrestling because Rhea Ripley. And I mean, it's always a case of I used to watch The Rock. I used to watch Austin. Now that you are talking about this person, that person, okay, I go and watch and wow, hey, this person quite interesting. And then because they were interested in Rhea Ripley, they got into the Mysterio drama as well.
Okay. So you have some guy from your Twitch who never watched wrestling and then suddenly got into Rhea and then suddenly talking to you about the Mysterio storyline.
A girl, but yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Respect.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, like, I don't know. It's just an interesting way that how some people like are stars that grab attention, like a Rhea Ripley, right? I mean, it's never a case of wow, I saw Gargano and it was so interesting, or I'm sorry to shit on Gargano, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, if I were to watch wrestling and I see some guy like, I mean, even Rey Mysterio, even people who do not know wrestling knows Rey Mysterio. I know friends who are like, oh yeah, Rey, that masked wrestler from WWE.
Yeah.
So his legend and his name is really good. And now a lot of my friends, those who know Rey Mysterio but doesn't watch wrestling anymore, will be like, hey, he got a son. Why his son look like Eddie Guerrero? I swear. Asking me this question. And us wrestling fans are asking the same question as well.
Yeah, and then he purposely cut the mullet and everything and do the same move sets and stuff like that. So I obviously, the punch was super satisfying. They built it up slowly. I will not punch you. And then okay, fine. They're gonna have a match at WrestleMania. Unfortunately, there's so much drama elsewhere that it's kind of taken away from the drama of this. Like, this could have been more dramatized. You know, I've said this many times. They need to do them telenovela style. But because the drama has been with the Bloodline and the Usos and Sami Zayn, KO, that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, fine. But the crowd popped hard when Rey finally punched him, right?
Do you feel that, WWE has kind of low-key built this up to one of the most eagerly anticipated matches on WrestleMania?
Bro, they built this up to be one of the most eagerly anticipated WrestleManias.
Exactly, yeah. We can talk about it overall, for sure.
And I'm just going to point this out once and I will leave it. It's the most anticipated matches are built on incredible stories and people.
Yes, exactly.
Not on dream match. Didn't happen in Mexico, so here we go. Like, who the
bro, I'll give you an example of a supposed dream match last year that no one is remembering, because the whole story was based on it being a dream match.
Was AJ and Edge?
AJ and Edge, yes.
Yeah. Bro, actually, how many times has there been a dream match, internet dream match, okay? Not like Rock Hogan, that's dream match, but internet dream match that has completely delivered.
AJ Styles Nakamura. Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Remember
yeah.
exactly.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that, that these quote unquote, you can't bring two indie guys and have them make magic. I'm not saying that. But the more surefire way to make magic is to build it up. This is the beauty of pro wrestling. It's the difference. It's exactly the difference between pro wrestling and UFC. UFC, you can hype all you want. The match could be a 5-round snore fest.
Yeah.
But WWE, you can hype, and then have it be an amazing icing on the cake because they put in an incredible match. And that is what moments are made of.
And you know what? I'll dare to say, right, that Dominic Mysterio, right, will surprise a lot of people. First of all, I think he will definitely, for sure, confirm plus chop interrupt Rey Mysterio's Hall of Fame speech, and it will lead up to an angle. I think it will be the first ever angle played on the Hall of Fame, which I think is amazing, right?
Sure.
Let him give him a 20-minute speech, and then do the angle.
Yeah, and then have Dominic come out, it's like, whatever, do Eddie stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but the match itself, I feel like I have been watching his matches, and he had a victory over Gargano recently. Yep. I think he even beat some legit, really high level talent. I forgot who else.
No, they're obviously trying to push him, and he's in a really good spot, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but I feel that he might never be the high flyer that Ray is, but I think he'll be something even better. He'll be a character.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be the high flyer that Ray is. Ray is not the high flyer he was, but he's more beloved than ever,
Yeah.
I guess my point of me talking about the person who suddenly got into this whole Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio thing was, she was like, I hate Dominic so much. He's so damn annoying. I'm like, oh, wow, okay, he did his job. He did his job very well.
He annoyed a non-wrestling fan. That's great.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the best way to end this on WrestleMania is for Dominic to get the win, take Rey Mysterio's mask, and put it on? I don't know.
Whoa! So have a bad guy win lah.
Have a bad guy win and then take over the crowd and call himself Prince Mysterio.
Ooh, I like that.
That's what he always wanted to do, because I remember very long ago, I think when he just started his career, he had an interview with Chris Van Vliet. He said that eventually he wants to take over the mantle, and he wants to call himself Prince Mysterio.
Ooh, hey, why not? Why not? Oh, but then you have the Prince also in the same faction. Remember? Finn Balor.
I mean, maybe he will bestow it upon him, because if you do your Spanish, if you study the Spanish, Mr. Young, Rey means king.
Oh, so
King Mysterio.
King, right? So what is Spanish for prince?
Dom, no lah. I also don't know.
Wait, hey, let me Google that. Spanish for prince. Okay. Princesa? No, that's princess. What the hell?
Prince, don't have.
Wait. Príncipe. Príncipe Mysterio.
Príncipe Mysterio. Why like principal like that?
Okay, just Prince. Prince Mysterio can already.
I think Prince Mysterio is pretty dope.
Actually, I really like that for him.
Yeah, but then it's like, he doesn't have to wear the mask all the time. Maybe he can do like Santos Escobar.
Yeah, take out.
He can even transition into a feud with Santos, and he wears the mask for his entrance and they take it out during the match. I think that's dope.
I think they've built it up so that, yes, Santos Escobar is probably going to be his next, I want to fight for the honor of Rey. And then this is where Rey can just take a break.
Yeah. So I think, let's do it. Let's have this match. I don't mind this match even opening WrestleMania. I think the heat will be tremendous, bro.
I think so.
Yeah.
The Shadow, what's up? The Shadow says Prince Balor, Prince Rey, Queen Rhea, High Priest.
That's dope, bro.
They have a whole High Court Judgment Day.
Yeah, there's like a whole high table John Wick going on right there, bro.
Hey, I think Balor needs to step up already. Demon Balor or King Balor. Demon King ma. He Demon King ma.
Well, interestingly enough, this today's Raw, he actually did a promo where he officially announced that he was the demon. He did that. Remember that first promo when he was challenging for the Universal title? Yeah. Where he in the background and it's all dark and suddenly got the thing flash on his face. It was quite a dope promo. So check it out, Mr. Young.
So you know what? Since we brought it up, let's talk about it. Anyway, before we move on though, the Mysterio one, I think we are both in agreement. Dominic takes the mantle over, passing of the torch. Of course, the dad is going to pass the torch over to the son, right? right? Makes sense.
I can imagine, bro, while all this was happening, all the drama, and then they backstage, they were laughing their asses off, like, oh, holy shit, we've got the crowd, guys. We got the crowd, son.
Hang on, do you think that Ray needs to have a moment to give everybody the good guy moment? Because ultimately, the good guy still has to win, what? Like, I know that Ray wants to pass it on to his son, wants to pass the mantle on, sure. But at WrestleMania, do you not think that Ray winning should be the way?
Maybe to pay off the storyline, like, okay, the father teaches the son a lesson, that might be interesting. But I also feel like knowing Ray, he would want to put over his son.
Yeah. No, but you see, that's the funny thing, right? Like, I feel like from a booking standpoint, you want the face to win, to blow off the angle. But yeah, we know that Ray wants to put over his son. Like, there's no like, oh, will Hogan put over Nash? There's nothing like that here. The dad, 100% yes, he wants to put over his son at WrestleMania.
I think he can get the good guy moment by, like, when Dom beats him, he does Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels. He does crying, he hugs him, and then he does the low blow, bro.
Oh. Okay.
And then when you walk away and he get the hit, blah blah blah, and then Ray is left in the middle of the ring, and when he stand up, he thanks the crowd like Ric Flair style. He cries, waves. I still think both can get what they want out of this feud.
So, okay, we are saying Ray wins. Dom still like does the low blow after the little hug swerve. I think we talked about this before, right? We do the...
Yep, we did.
Okay, and I like that. So Ray Mysterio as the winner here then?
That's why the fun part about this WrestleMania is I think it can go both ways and both ways make sense.
And the crazy thing, right? The same thing applies for a lot of the matches here. So I'm like, this is brilliant. The way they built this WrestleMania, by choice or not by choice. I think a lot of it is by choice, lah. Okay, let's move on. Edge versus the Demon, Finn Balor, Hell in a Cell. Finally, they're doing a Hell in a Cell, not at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. I mean, did this match warrant a Hell in a Cell though? It feels a little bit like, okay lah, Edge, you won, we give you lah, you know?
Yeah. It warranted just for the length of the rivalry, if nothing else. Because they've been feuding for 1 year, bro.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't feel like 1 year, I mean, and knowing Edge, he probably created the Judgment Day knowing that this was the end in mind. He wanted to put over the entire group. And just so happened, Finn Balor was the guy that he wants to give the rub to. And Finn Balor being Finn Balor, he is, even though he's an established name, but you know that he hasn't really reached his potential in WWE. So maybe this is Edge's way of trying to give him that push over the top.
And because isn't Edge's contract coming up soon as well? I mean,
he's ending this year actually, bro.
Go out on a loss or something. I don't know. And I mean, bring the Demon back to form and have Judgment Day be this mega heel group. Like you have the Demon winning finally. You have Rhea Ripley, hopefully we'll talk about later, winning. You have Dominic Mysterio having his moment. The only fella missing is poor Priest.
I think Priest in a better Royal, bro. Poor guy.
So
Andre
bad.
Giant.
Okay, who's winning this?
Finn Balor for me.
Okay.
Finn Balor. Yeah.
Same. I think he needs it. I think he's been even though he's supposed to be the leader of the group, we all know it's been Rhea Ripley.
Do you think that there will be any memorable spots from this Hell in a Cell match? Because I'm thinking, what can they do to make it spectacular, bro? What do you think?
Okay, it's Edge. I think he's smart enough not to want to like jump off the top or some ridiculous spot like that, like life-threatening spot, right? He's not any younger.
Yeah, he's not.
I think it will be a visual spot, like when Triple H pulled Batista's nose ring out, like something that they can do safely but looks visually very like, oh, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna call it right now, and if it happens on WrestleMania, I want all of you guys to tag me if it happens. Because I feel that this should happen.
Call it.
Do you remember 2008 SummerSlam Hell in a Cell, Undertaker and Edge? Do you remember this particular match?
Wow. Yeah. Okay. No, you have to jog my memory here.
Okay. The biggest spot from that match, I think the one that everyone remembers was when Edge spears Undertaker through the side of the cell and the cell broke.
Okay.
You guys remember this? And then the cell broke and then it landed on the announce table, so it kind of created like a ramp.
Right.
And then they fought out of the ring.
Yeah.
I think that's the visually the most impressive, but the safest thing that they can do in this particular match as well.
Sure. I'll take that.
Or it can even go a notch higher, like another higher level. Where remember when Edge was in with versus Mick Foley at WrestleMania 22, and he was like at the side of the apron, and Edge speared Foley through and into the flaming table.
Flaming table, yeah, everyone remembers that, I think.
Yeah. So, but instead of flaming table, Edge spears Balor through the ropes, through the cage, and the cage wall collapses. I think that would be pretty dope. So
Yeah, I mean, but it's been done before, what? Was it Lashley Brock?
Lashley Umaga, I believe.
Lashley
Way-
Umaga. No,
Way
I'm-
back in ECW, I think, was it?
Okay, right. No, I'm talking about more recently though. I think like a Saudi show. Was it Braun versus Brock? It was a stupid thing where remember what like you have to
Roman versus Brock. I think.
Roman Brock, was it like you have to escape the cage and then he smashed him through the cage so he won because he was the first one
Yeah.
out or some thing like that.
Something like that, yeah. Because I don't think Edge, I don't know, man. But Edge can go crazy sometimes. Will they? Do you think they'll fight on top of the arena?
No, I don't think. I think it will be a visceral thing where he uses like a chair leg to stab the fella in the. Okay, maybe not in the eye, but you know what I mean. Like he was doing that recently with the crossface with the chair bar across the mouth. Maybe something like that. I feel like he has to go a little because he's, like I said, not young anymore. He's not going to put himself at risk to do a high risk spot. He'll do a more visceral looking spot. Like I don't know what crazy shit he'll come up with. Pliers to the nose, freaking electrical cables to the balls. Okay, no, that one.
Okay, my call would be him spearing through the side of the cage. I think that would be visually impressive as well.
Okay,
well, but still, Finn Balor somehow gets the win.
No, Finn has to win, lah. I mean, it seems like Finn has gotten the short end of the stick for the past year already, right?
Yeah, he needs it for his hype. Maybe Priest will be part of this match. I know, as an interference. I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe. And actually, the Priest and the Demon, I love it. If anything, right, you need a mega heel faction after this WrestleMania, don't you? Because the Bloodline's gonna fall. So now you have the Judgment Day to take over, right? So this is great planning, law.
Pretty seamless, and I feel that if they can do a great job and they do separate the titles in the future, Balor should be a world title contender once again.
So now the Judgment Day is in ascension while the Bloodline is gonna, take a break. And the rumors are that Roman Reigns is gonna take a break after WrestleMania. So it makes sense, right? There you go.
Irvin mentioned something, bro. Do you see what he said? Irvin mentioned apparently Gangrel is gonna cameo in Age's entrance. How awesome would that be?
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Well, it makes sense, right? Like the whole spitting the blood. Oh, they cannot spit blood already. It'll be black color one.
Is Christian's AEW contract running out? I'm just asking.
Okay. Someone mentioned, do you think we'll see Edge and Christian back together in WWE or AEW? I really do not want Edge to go to AEW. I don't want him to ruin his career with shitty booking. Because TK has shown time and time again he loves collecting toys, and after that he doesn't know what to do with them. If anything, maybe Christian will tell Edge, don't come here because look at the way they've booked me.
I feel Christian has really wrapped up his story with Jungle Boy. What if, bro? Christian, Edge, Gangrel, one last time, the Brood, and they ringside against Demon and Priest. I think, bro, that would be amazing, bro.
Bring Christian back. Bring Christian back. All right.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Let's move on. Okay, so we're going to very quickly gloss over these matches because who cares? Women's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Match. Yeah, nobody cares about this. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez because we had nothing better to do with them. Natalia and Shotzi, Ronda and Shayna versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Okay. Very quick, give me a winner because there's nothing to talk about in this match. This is the Andre the Giant Battle Royal type. Like, all right, let's shove everybody in so that you get a payday.
The funniest part about all of this is one of the best paid like MMA athletes of the past 10 years is stuck in a lower card Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. I mean, it's hilarious, bro.
It is ridiculous. You know what? Honestly, if this is the match they had for Ronda, just don't bring her back. Don't bring her back.
Exactly. Don't bring her back. She wasting her mystique. Her mystique is gone this whole last year.
Oh my gosh, she should have just returned at Royal Rumble at some point and just decimated people. Not come back with Shayna and just go for the
Yeah, and the best part is this Fatal 4-Way is not even for the tag team titles, but the tag team titles are held up by Damage Control. So it's just a showcase.
Yeah, and Damage Control is not even putting the titles up for. It's not Damage. No, it's Becky Lynch and Lita.
Oh yeah, sorry, Becky Lynch and Lita. Yeah. But the point is the match with the title with the tag team stipulation is not. There's no tag team champions. There's no tag teams on the line. So
who's the winner? Just give me a winner.
Okay, on paper it should be Ronda and Shayna. But just for the heck of it, right? I want that freaking Chelsea Green to win lah. She's hilarious. I love her.
No, but you need her to lose so she can complain more. She needs to lose. It will be, I'll tell you who it's going to be right now. It's going to be Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, just to send the crowd home happy.
Man. Sure.
That's my pick, okay? Liv and Rodriguez.
For me, it'll be Chelsea and Sonya Deville.
Alrighty. And then talking about another set of tag team titles that because they've been held up by one group, nobody else can do a shit about it. We have the men's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Braun Strongman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. Okay, so Otis has been doing this whole deal with Marseille and Mansoir.
Marseille and Mansoir in the Maximum Male models, yes.
Yes. Oh my god, I forgot her name all of a sudden. How can I forget her name? She's
Maxine.
Maxine. Oh my god. Can we give a moment to Maxine? Maxine. Okay. Maxine has replaced Mandy Rose, is it?
Yeah, apparently.
Maxine. But yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna like break up Chad and Otis, whatever. But do we really care about this?
Bro, I believe that the whole point of this match is there's gonna be some betrayal of Otis and then he joins MMM. I think that will be the so-called payoff for this match lah. Okay,
at least there's slightly more interest in this because there is some storyline going into these.
Wait, Maximum Male Models is the fourth tag team, right?
No, they're not in this match at all. That's the thing.
So who's the fourth guy? Street Profits, is it?
Street Profits, Viking Raiders, Alpha, and Braun Strowman and Ricochet.
Okay. Yeah, let's go with I think Street Profits lah, just to send the crowd home happy also.
Anyhow, you don't steal my idea, okay? I will go with Braun Strongman and Ricochet.
Okay, fine. I mean, they also will send the crowd home happy lah. Give them all happiness lah.
Exactly. So these two matches are toilet breaks. Basically, we can move on, right?
You know why these two matches happen, right? Apparently, the roster complained that Triple H wanted to lean out the match card, and as a way to appease and bring more people into the WrestleMania card, he did this for these two matches lah, essentially.
So is there no Andre the Giant Battle Royal? That usually is the match that they stick everybody. They have no space for, what?
Well, apparently, Andre the Giant is happening this Saturday. SmackDown Friday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense then.
And you know what's the worst part, bro?
What's that?
They already announced who's inside it, and our dear guy Lashley is part of this match.
Oh,
you know what it means, right? You know what that means.
Wait, what does that mean? He's gonna win?
No, that means that Bray Wyatt and Lashley. No more, bro. WrestleMania. No more.
I was about to say that because, isn't the whole story that Bray Wyatt has health issues again or something? And oh my god, I've lost all faith in Bray Wyatt.
The only great thing about his return, right, is his song. I like his song. His song is damn dope. But other than that, no.
Okay, is he one of those guys that are very creative, but also, at the same time, you can't give them creative control. If you give them too much control, they'll just do ridiculous things to a point of no. And then you tell them no, and then they don't want to. Is he, you know what I mean? Is he a Vince Russo?
Bray Wyatt is in my opinion, like Chris Jericho.
Okay.
Because do you remember Chris Jericho always talk about how he had so much great ideas, but he had to fight so hard to get his ideas across to Vince McMahon, and Vince always QC him. And now we've seen why, because in AEW he's gone wild and it's been hit and miss. It's not everything has been perfect, from Jericho.
And with Chris Jericho, his ideas are all goofy and kind of campy. For Bray Wyatt, his ideas are all mystical and demon shit and
The reason why, in my opinion, he's not connecting is he's not wrestling enough. That's the problem. Yeah. Undertaker can do goofy shit, but he can still, ring the bell and can go, right?
And also, and booking has to go into it, Undertaker beat everybody Like, he literally
exactly.
destroyed everybody on his way to the top. Bray has lost quite a bit as well. And, like, you know, the funny thing is this whole feud with him and LA Knight. LA Knight is the one that has come out on top better because his talent shines through. Like, people like him. People are cheering for him. So where is my LA Knight here?
Exactly. So, man, that is... LA Knight needs to have a segment and he needs to get stunned by Stone Cold. Then I'll be happy.
Rishi says Lashley might win the Memorial and give an open challenge at WrestleMania. Then LA Knight comes out and accepts. Ooh, because I've seen the reports that WWE are very aware of how LA Knight is super over right now.
Bro, I think LA Knight, right? I know he's in his 40. I think he just turned 40.
Mm-hmm.
In these 5 years, I think he can be a world champion. Honestly,
bro, I would love to see. Like, he is a gem, right? And even if he becomes like one of those world champion for a couple of months, drop the title, why not, right? And or maybe he might hold it for even longer. Like, I don't know. They need to.
Bro, he's a throwback, bro. He's a throwback. I can
is.
see him from, like, you know, back in the day with Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit. Like, he has the size. I mean, he looks great, phenomenal, right? Shape, and he got the charisma. He's a throwback wrestler. Give him a push, bro. Come on.
Yeah, like, I'm not even talking IC. You're right. I'm talking World Championship. I can see him there, right? It's sad with this whole Bray Wyatt. Apparently, Bray Wyatt initially pushed for a program with Brock, where Brock would just decimate him at WrestleMania, just destroy him, so that Uncle Howdy could, like, conjure up the Fiend or some new monster. I was like, okay, enough.
Even Brock is like, bruh, nah.
No, this is very telling. Brock would rather work with Omos than work with Bray Wyatt. Like, what?
Bro, it's like, give me weigh-ins and give me hand gestures anytime and botches over this weird-ass shit that's Bray's doing. I don't know, man.
I mean, I feel like that is super telling. Like, Brock is like, no, this is nonsense. Let me just do something else.
Yeah, oh man. Okay, well, the point is, I think let everything play out and see what's gonna happen. But in the meantime, Lashley to win Andre the Giant Battle Royal and LA Knight to appear on WrestleMania. I hope that happens. Let's go.
Let's move on. Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. This one, I feel no heat going towards it.
It will be a great match. It will be a great match.
Oh, yeah,
but they did try to heat it up on Raw today. They actually had a very awesome package. They did like a UFC style, bro, where they had like other wrestlers talk about Bianca Belair's rise, and then they had other wrestlers talk about Asuka. So like they understand they didn't do enough in terms of in-ring segments, and they're using packages. So if it's gonna be a good match, lah. We know that.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be an emotional. There's nothing like, who am I rooting for here? Because they're both still faces, right?
I would say, Bianca's gonna continue her long reign, lah.
No, but who are you rooting for here? Because who am I supposed to root for?
Clearly, Asuka would be the heelish of the two, right? Because she's been teasing, spitting all over different people every week on Raw.
But people like that shit, and she's been spitting on the she's been spitting on the heels, so she's technically still a face.
I know that people like being spit on generally, but
what? Wait, excuse me.
Or maybe they don't. I don't know. But I think Asuka will play the heelish between the two. Like, well, she's a bit devilish, you know. She's she's being clownish and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, but people still cheer her. She's not like dastardly heel, like she's, cheating to win. She's not like, I don't know. It doesn't work for me because of that very situation where
hot take for me. I think we both agree as well. Bianca is better chasing the title than being the champion. Because once you become champion, boring already, bro.
Yeah, very boring. And I wonder if it's time for heel Bianca, because she did that very well in NXT, if you remember. But I don't know.
Don't even go there. That's heel Bianca, right?
Yes. No. But the problem is, I think maybe she's too inspiring of a person. Like, they use her as, you know what I mean?
It's the John Cena problem, bro. He's too nice and role model. He can't turn heel.
Yeah, the second you turn heel, it's like you're wasting a lot of opportunities. This is a very corporate decision, I feel. So, all right, not much to talk about because, like I said, I don't feel a lot going into this match. You know they're gonna put on a really good match, though. Talking about a really good match, this is going to be a banger. It's going to be hard hitting. You know it. You know who I'm talking about already, right? Triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre.
Is it crazy to think, bro, that most of us have gotten used to the name Gunther as opposed to Walter already. We've fallen for the WWE brainwashing machine, bro.
Bro, what else are we gonna do? Just every week? No, he's Volta. I refuse. No, we'll just go ahead with it. It's not a big deal. It's just rebranding.
We're just gonna complain on Twitter and that's it.
Yeah, exactly, right. But yeah, look, the build to it, they've been building Gunther up. And Gunther has been, even on the mic, he doesn't even need Kaiser to be on the mic, actually. He literally needs them to just stand around him like his lackeys to be the dominant heel that he is.
If you watch last week's SmackDown, right, he actually had a very menacing promo where he went to Adam Pearce and he was like, "Justify to me."
Justify to me. Yeah, I love, he's like a villain. He's a Bond villain. Yeah, and then like the previous week, was he on commentary? Like he wasn't on commentary, but he just stopped by and talked for a bit.
There,
And he scolded who, and I was like, that was brilliant. I think he scolded Wade Barrett. Like he's just, he's mean. He's just so, and then Wade Barrett, like, and they did it perfectly because Wade Barrett's a big guy as well. He's a former wrestler. If he scolded Michael Cole, it's like, okay, everybody scolds Michael Cole. He scolded Wade Barrett. Yeah. And then Wade Barrett like played it off like, oh shit, right? So I'm like, oh, so like the way that they have built Gunther, I feel bravo. If it's Triple H's thing, well done. That's how you build a monster foreign heel.
I love it, man. And I think Gunther, of course, some people, the Jim Cornettes of the world don't like that it's a triple threat. Honestly, I think it's great because there's two dynamics that you can play with. There's, of course, the dynamic of both Sheamus and Drew McIntyre wanting to win the title. And, of course, Sheamus has never won the IC title. That's his final piece to becoming the Grand Slam champion. Drew McIntyre trying to win back some heat because he hasn't been like that hot the last couple of years. And also the fact that they have distrust as friends who feel that they have both backstab each other. And then on top of that, they have to fight Gunther. Doesn't this remind you, stay with me, bro, doesn't this remind you of Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit fighting over the title?
A little bit, but was there a third person involved in that one? Or is it just the two of them?
Back then, there was they had the tag team feud because they were tag team partners. But remember in WrestleMania 2000, the Euro Continental Triple Threat match.
Yes, was Chris Jericho the other one involved?
It was Kurt Angle, it was Chris Jericho, and it was
Eddie.
No, it was I know Kurt Angle was the one. He won both titles.
No, he lost both titles. He was the champ.
Oh, so okay, Kurt Angle definitely was there. Chris Benoit was there. I think the third guy was Chris Jericho. If I'm
was
not
it
wrong.
Jericho or Eddie? I forgot. But yeah, I know which feud you're talking about here. And yeah, you're right. This does have that sort of a vibe. Only instead of technical geniuses, these are all
brawlers.
Bro, everybody's gonna be red as F after this, man.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, but like legit question though. He's just a few more months away from beating Honky Tonk's record, longest reigning IC champ. Should he retain the title or should you give the championship to Sheamus or McIntyre? What do you think?
Honestly, I want Gunther to retain.
Okay.
Like, I feel like he's at that spot where you just need to give him just one more accolade, like being the longest Intercontinental champion ever. And like, it's not like Honky Tonk has been relevant for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
you
know
rather have Gunther having the accolade for sure, right?
Yeah, and like Sheamus and Drew, yeah, we've seen that before, but I think that still has legs. Oh, Money in the Bank is in London, Jason mentioned. I mean...
Bro, Money in the Bank, Gunther what? Winning the Money in the Bank?
Hey, as what? So wait. So you dropped the IC title to Sheamus
right after he wins. No, not he wins the title here, but he beats the Honky Tonk streak, then drops the title right before Money in the Bank.
Oh, so he retains, you mean?
Yeah, he retains because Money in the Bank won't be until a couple of months. I think it's somewhere in June. I think.
Okay, so he drops the IC title at Money in the Bank in London, and then he wins.
And then he joins the match. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it can be scripted that way somehow. They can definitely work it in. Okay, focus on WrestleMania though. Who's your pick? I want to pick Gunther. I'm going to say Gunther.
As much as I love Sheamus winning that fairy tale, becoming the IC champion, I mean, it's just bad timing that Gunther is the champion and Gunther should retain.
Yeah.
They mentioned in the dirt sheets that they purposely kept him apart from Brock Lesnar, bro. Even though, remember, they teased Brock Lesnar in the Rumble with
Right.
Gunther?
Mm-hmm.
The reason is they want to give him one more year to build himself up to be like a legitimate beast before pulling the trigger next year. And
Why
then
not?
passing the torch.
Why not have Gunther win Money in the Bank while being Intercontinental Champion as well? Just pile the titles on him.
Oh my god. And then, you know what? Okay, you know how 10 years ago, WrestleMania 30, Brock Lesnar ended Undertaker's streak and Undertaker's, mystique. Basically, he took over the torch, became the main badass guy, right?
Yeah.
WrestleMania 40, Gunther takes that crown from Brock Lesnar.
Yes, I like it. Let's go. Long-term storytelling. Come on.
Let's do it. I'll be so happy if that happens, yeah.
So, I think we both are in agreement lah. Like, Sheamus, it would be nice for him to get his fairy tale ending here, but I don't think it's going to be that moment. Drew doesn't need the IC title lah. I mean, he's upper mid, he's above that title. Him winning it would do nothing for the title, do nothing for himself. Gunther should, carry on.
Yeah, Gunther reigns. Thanks, Adi Shadow.
Okay, that does it for the TBC matches, as in we don't know which night they're on. Let's talk about the matches with like an actual day, okay? Night one. Here we go. Kicking off WrestleMania. Austin Theory versus John Cena for the United States Championship.
Wow. Yeah, so what do you think of the build so far? I mean, we've seen one John Cena appearance to build up the match, but the rest is just Austin Theory. What do you think?
It's not obviously as strong as some of the other builds that John Cena has had. I think it's because of timing. He can't show up on Raw every single week, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a good passing the torch moment. That's all it is. It really is, right? And I'm interested in watching the match. We've all talked about how amazing Austin Theory is and will be for the future. And then John Cena, like, a lot of people talked about his promo, like, oh, was he like being real again? Like, like what he did with The Rock.
Yeah.
I love John Cena, but I don't think that was his strongest promo that he's ever done. He's done way better.
I don't think he even really annihilated Austin Theory. I think it was just a typical heel babyface thing, right? Calling him out.
Yeah, so I know people are like, ooh, but I'm like, no, I think it's based off reputation more than anything. I think it was just, so I'm looking at this match solely as all right, John Cena is a big star main event. We'd love to see him come back. I would love to see him come out as the Peacemaker. I think that would be funny. But ultimately, I think this is Austin Theory's time. It has to be, right?
Yeah, and the fact is, he's in Hollywood and LA, and of course, John Cena now is a box office movie star, right?
Yeah.
So I think having the rub in front of the Hollywood crowd, giving Theory the win, I think it's a great passing on the torch moment. He's really the young Randy Orton in my way. He's more Randy Orton than John Cena in my opinion because of how smooth he is in the ring.
Yep.
And I think John Cena recognizes that Austin Theory's time is now.
Yep.
Give him the rub and just change that stupid song. I hate the song.
Hey, down. I hate it too. Like, what does that mean? For those of us internationally, what does okay, he's from Atlanta. Big deal. Who cares? Right? Like, I don't know.
How is that
doesn't
a
mean...
gimmick? How is that his nickname? I think he called himself something. He called himself I don't know what was his nickname that he called himself recently, but I think I like that gimmick better than his
I mean, we've talked about it. Where you're from is not a gimmick. It might have been a gimmick in the 80s. Oh, the evil Finnish guy. Or like, what does that mean? But in 2023, that's not really a gimmick anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yeah, John Cena's not winning the US title. He's not going to be back full time. That makes no sense. It's for the US championship, so Austin Theory has to win. Right?
Yeah. He is the forever champ. That's what he calls himself. Yes.
Unless they want to swerve for the sake of swerve, I don't think so. Austin Theory for the win here. All right, Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
Woo! Do you think the WWE will give Logan Paul the win here?
Wow.
Is that too much? Is that too much for Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins has been putting over everyone. Does he have to put over Logan Paul as well? I don't know.
Wow. I mean, Logan Paul lost to Roman Reigns, right? But even him being able to contend against Roman Reigns was a huge stretch already. I mean, he's very athletic, but that's his entire brand, right? Like he challenged Floyd Mayweather and he survived. He did it. So that's his whole thing. That's why people hate him too. Like, why are you so good? This is hard to call. And in a good way, I guess. You know, I saw a bit of his promo, Seth's promo. He got a little bit more serious and less gila, like ooh, which is what we need from Seth. Like, you know, he's been doing this whole like Joker thing, but it's time to get serious. WrestleMania is when you get serious.
I think that he said something along the lines on this week's Raw that if he were to lose to Logan Paul, he is the joke. He becomes the joke. The fact that he lost to an outsider like him. So, with that in mind, I think he will lose.
Do you think this will be like Rollins takes a break, he falls from grace, then he comes back hotter than ever? Like, is it time for Rollins to take a break?
I think the loss is like creating a huge upset because, you know, okay, if you think about it from a business standpoint, what is gonna be the headline? What is gonna be the better headlines coming out of WrestleMania? Seth Rollins beats down Logan Paul, or Logan Paul shocks the WWE universe and beats Seth Rollins. And he can talk about it all over his impulsive and whatever his social media shit, right?
You're right. It makes more sense for Logan Paul to win this, unfortunately. For the wrestling fan, all the wrestling fans hate it. But then, okay, what's the payoff? Are you going to have them fight again at SummerSlam or whatever the next few pay-per-views are?
He will do a Cody Rhodes, so he loses at WrestleMania, give the big social media rub to Logan Paul, but then the next week, the next day on Raw, he's going to beat the shit out of Logan Paul, and the crowd is going to go wild, bloody him out. I don't know, do some crazy ass shit to show like, okay, that was a fluke, and that will never happen again, and then they will have another blow-off match.
Bro, Hell in a Cell.
No, I was thinking more of ladder match for some reason. I feel like Logan Paul would want to be in a ladder match.
Yeah, he would want to jump off shit.
Yeah, and you know, Seth Rollins I think would do a great job as well. So yeah, why not?
I am looking forward to this one. So there you go.
Logan Paul for me.
Okay, you know, you've convinced me. I was thinking Seth needs to win this because he's been on a losing streak like no other. But then now you've convinced me that Logan Paul is the right answer. So there you go. Thank you.
Okay.
Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. Remember when Damage Control first revealed themselves? We were like, oh, Dakota Kai, ooh, Yusuke, ooh, like, wow. Now,
even the fact that we have Lita and Trish Stratus together at WrestleMania, doesn't that entice you, Mr. Young?
No, because here's the problem. They've come back several times already at this point. This is not the first time they've been back in many, 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 many years. They came back for Rumble. They came back for didn't Trish already have her official last match?
She did have one match with Charlotte Flair, SummerSlam 2019.
Yeah. So the problem here is they've had too many last matches. You know, it becomes like the Hogan problem. Oh, he's back again. My last match, but no, he's gonna be back. Like, each time you return, it devalues the return. And at this point, like, you know that they are not at the level that they were back then. So
I have an interesting theory. I feel the reason why we have Trish Stratus and Lita back so often is, I think it's Triple H idea, right? That they didn't manage to pass the torch to the previous generation. Because after Trish and Lita, it was like
nobody.
Nikki Bella and freaking Alicia Fox. And like...
And if you remember, they sort of just passed the torch to each other. They didn't... There was nobody... Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like now that they have an awesome generation of people, I feel like it's also in their interest. They also want to work with this new generation to be able to pass the torch and also give them the rub and also like work with better wrestlers.
Okay, but herein lies the problem. You're giving the rub to Dakota Kai and Io Sky, who unfortunately, like, I enjoyed Io Sky's stuff in NXT, but on Raw and on main roster, Dakota Kai, I've always felt that she's... Yeah, it's the Gargano problem, right? Like, Dakota Kai, I've always felt she's alright as a mid-card heel. That's it.
Never a main heel champion or main eventer, right? And
somehow, even with Bayley, who's just very strong on the mic, this whole thing has been blah.
I don't know what's wrong with it, lah. Maybe also the fact that there's not a lot of genuine contenders that they can battle with on Raw. Like, who did Damage Control feud with other than
Becky, Bianca, Asuka? Actually, no, they had one. They had Becky, Bianca, Asuka, Alexa Bliss.
I don't know. Something is not right, or something didn't add up well. So it is what it is, right?
Maybe they just don't click as a group. It could be as simple as that. They don't click as a group.
Well, I will watch this match because, hey, Trish Stratus,
Sure.
bro,
I mean,
she has been looking amazing. I'm just
We are not going to not watch any of the matches. I'm just saying my anticipation for this match is like, I will probably pay less attention to this match. It maybe is my point.
But I would dare say I am more interested in this match than Asuka versus Bianca. This is
Yeah.
my second most anticipated women's match here.
Okay, so I mean, obviously we know what the most anticipated match is, lah. It's the crowning of Mama Ripley, which we will get to in a bit. But okay, who wins this one? I think crowd goes home happy. It's Trish, Lita, and Becky.
Yeah, it should be Trish, Lita, and Becky. I feel Damage Control is just fodder at this point to take the pinfall. Yeah.
Brock Lesnar versus
This is your
Omos.
most anticipated match, bro, Mr. Young.
Okay, look, like I don't see this match going more than 5 minutes. It has to be a squash. Like, Brock is not going to put over Omos, is he?
But I don't know. Knowing Brock, I don't know.
I hope not. Why would you devalue Brock for Omos?
Okay, Brock comes in, gets beaten up a bit, then does the F5 and then pins him 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Yeah. But what a
You've
waste. Oh, shit. I like, there's a part of me that, okay, maybe they can do the whole stare down, monster versus monster. Like what they did with Omos and Braun. I mean, it was a spectacle, remember, in Saudi?
Yeah.
They had like a halfway decent match, but will it work in North America?
I got a crazy idea, bro.
Yeah.
Stay with me, Stay with me.
Oh boy.
Brock not squashes lah, but defeats Omos, does the impressive F5, but within 5 minutes, right? And then Brock is like, is that all the competition I have? Is that really all you want to give me for WrestleMania moment? I want to call out one guy, someone I have not, I want to blow off with this guy. Impromptu final match, Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. What do you think?
So it's a swerve lah. Like, oh, we get Brock versus Omos, but actually, since Lashley is free now,
bring back Lashley and then have that swerve. Have it like a brawl or no count, no falls anywhere. Whatever it is, like just
false count anywhere. I would much prefer that than having a full-on Brock versus Omos match.
Yeah,
nobody wants to see that.
And even that match can be like a Brock and Goldberg 5 minutes match, but it's all finisher spamming. And we managed to do everything within 10 minutes. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Jason says it's Brock's last match, is it? Is his
Come
contract up? Cannot be. If it's his last match, it's him versus Gunther or somebody else. Not Omos.
I think Brock is negotiating for another contract. I think his contract is expiring, but he's renegotiating. And do you honestly think Brock will want to have his final match against Omos? Come on.
Yeah, exactly, right? No, that's not happening. I don't know how MVP gets involved. Maybe MVP helps Omos cheat a bit. That's how Omos gets competitive. But do we really want to see a competitive match? No, not at all.
Brock versus Lashley impromptu false count anywhere match, and then that leads to the reformation of Hurt Business 2.0. What do you think?
Shelton and...
Wait. Not Shelton, bro.
What? Montez?
Omos.
What, Omos?
Omos.
Oh, Omos. Omos
realigns. As in, Omos gets beaten by Brock. And then Bobby comes in, right? And then Omos beats down Brock together with Bobby. And then Omos be part of Hurt Business 2.0. Oh, they gotta get all the black guys in one group again, bro. Let's go.
Walao eh. Oh, you get all the guys who can't talk. Basically, Omos and Bobby, MVP just be their mouthpiece.
And then, instead of Cedric and Shelton, kick them out, bring the Street Profits. Street Profits are not doing that much, right?
Actually, heel turn for the Street, they've proven that they can do it. So, that would be interesting.
I don't mind a revamped Hurt Business 2.0. What do you think?
Sure. Why not?
With new members, right?
New blood, yeah. Irvin says Brock versus Sandberg. Hey, you stop it. Don't.
Sandberg.
We forgot about Sandberg.
Sandberg needs a hook match.
Oh my god, Sandberg versus Hook. Okay, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Wait, is that going to be the main event of night 1?
No confirmation yet, I think. No confirmation yet.
Would you like that?
There's been a lot of blowback on that, bro. There's
Why?
been a lot of blowback.
Why?
Because they feel that the first night should be the tag team match, bro. The Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Oh, we haven't talked about that yet as well, huh? We accidentally
Yeah.
skipped that. Yeah, so we don't know when that will be as well. Could that be the first match of night 2?
Maybe. I think Charlotte and Rhea for the opening match for night 2 is also fair. It's not bad.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Charlotte and Rhea first of all. I mean, obviously, this is not as strong a build as any of the Bloodline stuff.
Yeah.
One could even say, okay, I'm gonna safely assume that this is the most anticipated match for you for the women's side.
Yeah, I think just for the sake that it's Rhea Ripley's coronation lah.
Yeah.
They were supposed to have that match at WrestleMania 36. Remember, like they cut that promo where Rhea was walking around the stadium, and then of course the pandemic happened. This is the time. This is the time to make Rhea the number 1 woman in all of WWE, in my opinion, bro.
I mean, you are not going to get any disagreement from me. I think everybody feels the same way. This is the coronation of Rhea Ripley. It's been proven, it's obvious that she is the star of Judgment Day. Now, my question is that, right, so this is a tough situation they have going for them because Charlotte Flair, we all know, and I think you can agree with me, is a natural heel. She, as a face, is just kind of, I mean, she's not a bad face, don't get me wrong, but she's so much better as a heel. Rhea has been the heel, but she's become the cool heel that people love to love, right? Love to hate, whatever you want to say. So, in a way, it kind of muddies it for me in this sense. Like, Charlotte's not at her full potential, and Rhea is sort of, on the verge of becoming a face. In terms of the dynamics of the emotions, I feel like, okay, I think we might see during this match, Rhea get cheered and Charlotte get booed, and they might have to flip halfway, I feel.
I believe so as well. I believe Rhea will get a standing ovation when she wins the title.
Yeah.
Whether they change her character, I do not know. Maybe Charlotte become more heelish because of the audience. Maybe.
Yeah, they changed the characters, but only slightly during the match. They cannot all of a sudden have Rhea do hope spots and be like, oh, reach for the crowd. No. She still needs to be Rhea Ripley with Dom, and Dom is going to help her cheat somehow. But hopefully, what happened? Actually, maybe earlier in the night, Ray beats up Dom so bad he can't come out. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like I don't want Dom to be involved because I want Rhea to have her moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it should be a clean match. I think they should put over Rhea like absolutely like the best that they can.
Yeah. No, I think everybody agrees here. Rhea should take this at WrestleMania, huh?
Yeah. Think of it as Brock Lesnar and The Rock from SummerSlam 2002. I think both came as a face and a heel, but by the end of the match, they switch, right?
Right. Jason says Charlotte turned heel with a promo on SmackDown. Did she? Really? I did not see that promo.
She didn't turn heel, bro. Like she got annoyed by the audience. I think she tried to cut a babyface promo, but the audience like turned her. But
see, that's what I'm saying. The audience has spoken. At the end of the day, the audience is the most powerful one. They will shit all over you if they don't believe you as a face, and I think they're starting to not believe her as a face.
Yeah, maybe that's the story. Yeah.
Okay. Tag team match. Let's go. The Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. I mean, it's not much to say. I actually watched that 1.5 hour compilation that WWE made, the whole Bloodline story.
It's on YouTube, right? So YouTube, right?
So okay, I wish they did like a narration. And then they interview. They should fucking do it. They should do it. They should get a producer on that and then do like interviews and then with clips. Because this one, what they did, they just put all the clips of anything Bloodline related together.
Bro, once this whole saga is over, once WrestleMania is over, they're gonna do a DVD on this for sure.
I will buy the Blu-ray, bro. I will buy the Blu-ray.
They're gonna do a WWE Network documentary, confirm one. So I'm not even mad that they didn't do that. I think it's great that they did a recap.
Yeah.
But they are missing the ending, bro. The ending is WrestleMania.
See, that's why they can't do the documentary yet, lah. So this one easy, man. They just cut and paste everything together. And the funny thing, I thought it was gonna be like a 30-minute recap. I think it's an hour and a half, like a full movie.
This shit has been going on for 2.5 years, bro. Come on, of course.
That's brilliant, lah. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have to go into the entire history, but we've talked about like they've milked our emotions. The pops for these things is like you never thought it's Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and they will get such incredible pops. Jimmy and Jay as well, right? Like with all these moments.
Bro, in the last 1 month alone, what are the big ass pops that's happened? Like Kevin and Sami hugging. Freaking Jay Uso hugging Sami and then super kicking them. Like all these separate moments are getting like standing ovation pops, you know, bro.
And not one of them did a 630. Anyway, that's neither here nor that's neither here nor there. I mean, obviously Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It has to be a payoff. It cannot be any other way. It will just kill the crowd flat.
Yeah. And also I feel like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I think only they can make a tag team title so important that it's a main event on WrestleMania. We have not seen a tag team main event since the first WrestleMania. That's a crazy statistic. What do you think?
Oh my god, you are right. Actually, yeah. But do you think they will be pressured into being politically correct and have the women? You know.
Okay, I mean, Div Royalty brought up this point that shouldn't the Royal Rumble winners have the main event of WrestleMania? I disagree.
Okay.
Because first of all, historically WWE has proven that they will never follow that. Because how many people win WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and then become the opening match for the title? Yeah, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing that, then you're just gonna pigeonhole every time there's a WrestleMania. Night 1 must be a women's match, night 2 will be a men's match. I think that kind of like it's like giving a Hell in a Cell its own pay-per-view. I think you are handcuffing the talent. I don't think they should do that.
I agree with you 100%. I'm just saying they are a corporate company and they want to do they want to be seen to be doing the right thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rhea Ripley is in fact the main event of night 1. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do or whatever. I'm just saying it might just be.
Yeah, but hoping that you know the Rhea and Charlotte will be an opening match, whether it's a night 2 or night 1, and then have the tag team end night 1 and then the world championship end night 2. Because if Sami and Kevin has their WrestleMania moment and beats Usos, and then like the last shot of the title of the night 1 is Roman Reigns seething with rage, angry at the bloodline.
Right.
Remember what so-called Cody Rhodes teased? At the end of the day, everyone's gonna leave you. What if the catalyst for him losing the title is the bloodline leaving him during the course of WrestleMania weekend?
Okay, I see where you're going with that, and I like it. I like that idea where everything sort of starts falling apart one by one. Okay, so basically this is Bloodline Mania lah. As much as we want to say KO Mania and what's that, WrestleZania?
WrestleZania so lame.
Honestly, this is Bloodline Mania. If you have 2 main events, night 1, night 2, it all have to do with the Bloodline.
And they deserve it. The best story of WWE, of pro wrestling the last couple of years. Why not?
Sure. Okay. I'll go with that. And then of course, but you'll have the same outcome for both nights lah. But okay, this is one of those cases where predictable is fine. It's good because we have been waiting for this moment, right?
Yeah, we have been waiting for a long time, bro.
Long-term storytelling. So okay, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, they win the tag team titles on night 1. Night 2 main event, Roman Reigns. We're finally here. Roman Reigns versus Adrenaline in my soul. Cody Rhodes.
Something Cody Rhodes.
Okay, I shouldn't tax my throat quite like that. But
okay.
It's the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. It's finally time.
It's finally here, bro.
I mean, they've booked Cody as perfectly as they could have without accidentally turning him heel. Like, you know, because of the support for Sami Zayn was so strong. There was that, if they did it just poorly, they just did it slightly differently, they might have accidentally turned Cody Rhodes heel in the eyes of the fans.
Bro, this is happening on Monday night, Monday morning, so-called Monday afternoon, right, bro? Should we take leave for our next meeting?
I won't take leave lah. I'll be back at work, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, shit.
I want to see this moment live. I want us to react to it right after it finishes. I don't know, man. I feel like.
What, you want to do a podcast right after WrestleMania?
What do you think? Like doing it on a Monday?
Wow.
Would you do it? If you're not there, of course it's fine. I'm just throwing out that idea out because this is gonna be a history. This is gonna be like WrestleMania 30, Undertaker, freaking losing the streak, bro.
Yes, yeah. I don't know. Honestly, like, okay, this is one of those WrestleManias that I would take a day off. The problem is it's
Oh.
next week already, and I can't. I have work.
Yeah, work will of course take precedence lah.
So, like, I don't know, man. Like, I think, okay, no, we still need to have a day to digest everything. Because
Okay.
if not, we are just going to be hyped, overhyped on the day we do the stream. Let
Alright,
everybody
then,
have a day to rest first. Then
then-
we
then-
come back and talk wrestling. Because let's not forget also, it's going to be an entire weekend packed with wrestling. We're going to be over-wrestled.
Oh, yeah, and that's true. And also, of course, that means we also will be able to react to the Raw after WrestleMania as well.
Oh boy. And you know, a lot of shit happens on Raw after WrestleMania. Okay, Rishi says by the time Reigns and Cody all walk out already 1 hour. The main event entrances. That's true, man.
That's true.
Look, I don't even think we need to go into this. Like, this is the culmination of like however many 2 years of storytelling. Roman Reigns has been the MVP. Everybody else has been in the that has been involved in this feud has been an MVP as well.
Okay, I tell you what. Like I feel like you're right. We should digest this match. So you all take your time. If you all want to watch it live on Monday and then watch it at night and then come back to us, it's fine.
Yep.
But one thing we can promise, Mr. Young.
What?
How about we both reconvene next Tuesday in
Oh.
Casa Young?
Casa del Young, of course, yes. For
Casa del
WrestleMania.
Young.
For
For
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, I think it's worth us coming together in person.
Hey, bro, you spoiled the surprise already. Alamak. We should make why you give it away?
I think that everyone know that we were going to do that, lah, bro. We talked about it before.
I mean, okay, so with the result of this match, like quite obvious, right? Very quickly, what could make this stand out? Like, is there any chance of a surprise somehow? Like, what would surprise you? You know, because like I said, this is a foregone conclusion. Roman Reigns will drop the titles to Cody finally, right? Does
Okay,
it need a big surprise? Like, or what?
It doesn't need a big surprise, but it needs something to culminate. And like I already teased earlier, I want this night to be the night everyone walks away from Roman Reigns, leaving him with nothing, and then he loses the title.
Okay, so but how does it happen during the match, before the match? Like, what do you mean?
Okay, so I feel like okay, first of all, the Usos crack and they lose the title on Saturday, right?
Right.
And then during the course of the first night, I think Roman Reigns is just being incredibly anxious, incredibly paranoid, right? And he's like just being an asshole to everyone. And then, like, maybe them losing the title on the first night, Roman Reigns is just saying that you're useless, blah blah blah. And somehow Sami Zayn, even after beating Jay, goes to him and says like, there's still time. You don't have to go down with the bloodline. I hope there is some conversation, whether in the ring or backstage, where he says that, and then put that seed. And then I also hope that, you know, when Brock Lesnar loses or wins or blah blah blah, there is a backstage segment where Brock Lesnar goes to Paul Heyman, they see each other and they're like, hey, it's been a while. You know, like that. Do teasers like this throughout the course of the weekend.
Yeah.
And then finally, Cody Rhodes, before he goes to the match at the start of the show or what, he sees Solo Sikoa and he says like, Solo, you're not ready, but I think you are right now. Like you know, like put that seed like, oh, be this arrogant guy that I can do this on my own. I can strike out without the bloodline. So like one by one, all three have reason to kind of leave him.
And not sure. So do they still come out with him during the entrance, or do they?
No, they still come out, but I think, you know, like how when like
what you're saying is we're gonna have during the match a dramatic moment by one, all the bloodline just walk out one by one.
Yeah, like instead of Roman Reigns asking Sami Zayn for the chair, like at Royal Rumble, he's asking the bloodline, he's asking Solo, he's asking Paul.
Yeah.
But I think all three of them see that the end is near, and all of them fashioning their own exit.
Right.
Like,
so
of course, Paul is like being sneaky, and then the Usos is like honorable way of leaving, and then Solo just wants to strike on his own.
okay, Solo I have the biggest problem with, because like, I mean, you know, there's nothing that has happened unless something happened on Raw, but there's nothing that has sort of indicated that he might leave. the bloodline. And like, I know Cody had a match with him on Raw, right?
Yeah, Cody has been saying to him, "What, you're not ready, you're not ready." So I think they put that doubt where he wants to prove himself that he can strike on his own without the bloodline.
Oh, so maybe that is the storyline. So yeah, like you're right. On WrestleMania Day itself, he literally goes to Solo and says, "You are ready to be your own man." And then it's like, oh.
Yeah. I like Rishi's idea where, of course, Sammy and Owens comes out to even the playing field.
Yeah. That one boring though.
Will it be a clusterfuck though, having that
yeah. I have them run off the Usos and Solo. Like maybe that's how you get rid of Solo,
but
right?
I think that is fine, but I much prefer what I predict. You know,
yours is too cerebral, really, bro. They're just gonna do the runoff. They're just gonna. They're like, screw it, like
too highbrow, too Christopher Nolan, bro.
Yeah, what is this? You trying to go for an Oscar here? Come on, we are WWE, we are sports entertainment. Just run off, and then have Cody and pin Roman and. That's it.
It's on Emmy level already. I think can go out Oscar. One more notch up.
I think so.
Yeah. Jason wanted to say whether KTGG watch party on night 1. We won't be having a watch party, but you should definitely join us on our Discord, bro, because it's gonna be popping, bro. So you join us on our Discord.
You mean on Sunday morning when I think most of us will be asleep? I don't know.
Bro, WrestleMania, I'll wake up early, bro.
Okay, that's true.
I'll wake up early for that.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Okay, that will have to do it for our WrestleMania, NXT, Ring of Honor preview, and our chat about the Ginkgo guy.
It was a 2-hour plus podcast.
We're moving up to 2.5 hours. There was a lot to talk about, and everybody, thank you so much for hanging out and spending your time here with us on a Tuesday afternoon. As always, we appreciate it. We'll see you on Discord very soon. And once again, if you haven't already checked out our Patreon, feel free to check it out. And if you want to take your support for the podcast to the next level, level up, as it were, well then, any amount that you're comfortable with is good for us.
For sure. Shout out to Pesca. I think he just joined late into the chat, or he's been a silent observer. I think Solo bails on Roman at the Raw after Mania. I think all these are great possibilities. I think WWE feeling the succession. Agree. If I subscribe to WWE today, Rishi asks, can you still can? Of course still can. Of course you can still log in. I think you can get a free trial. Right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, so, okay. Right. We're going to wrap up the podcast. Everybody, once again, thank you so much for hanging out. It's going to be a fun weekend. Question: are you going to watch NXT and Ring of Honor?
I will watch NXT Ring of Honor. I'm not so sure. So we'll let you know whether we talk about it. But most importantly, if you guys want to be part of us and join in with the conversation, join our Discord as well. Yeah, and we'll talk about all of this next week once you are back right after WrestleMania, bro. All right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate your time. As always, it has been Mr. Young. And it's Ford in the building. Take care. Let me see you try.